What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Going live here with some Too Many Bones, trying to learn the solo mode, or trying to try out the solo mode. Played the game a few times already co-op. Have a playthrough up on YouTube that you can go check out there, where I played with my wife. We played Picket and Patches going against Molmesh, I believe. So today I'm going to try out the Goblin King, is the tyrant we're looking for today. And just got to finish setting up here for you guys. All right. And just let me know in the chat if sound is okay or not. If you can even hear me right now. Okay, let's continue setup here before we get started. So I have the solo encounter deck here, which has 12 cards in it. Shuffle that up a little bit. Says playing with only one gear lock, draw equal to the number of days. So number of days, sound is good. Creamcorn91, thank you for the follow, by the way, too. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me know if sound is good. Okay, so we're trying to get to 8 progress. So that is up to here on this left little side here. This is the adventure mat that we can track progress. Instead of using, there's like a card that comes in the game with this poker chip. I might as well put it to day 1 while we're here. But yeah, we'll use this to track our progress. We're trying to get up to 8 before we can face the Goblin King. So that's what we'll track on these little white dots here. And eventually we get to the red dot up here. And that means we are good to take on the Goblin King right here. This is his little chip on the back. It's got his stats. And we can see he's 9 health. 5 attack, has boom and kaboom on a backup plan. Attacks for 2 dice, rolls his tyrant die, and 3 defense there on the right. Also attacks the 2 weakest gear locks, but we're only playing with 1 gear lock today because we're doing solo. And he is ranged. So that guy we'll just throw back up there. Don't worry about him yet. There's a little tyrant die. We can actually check his card. The whole idea is you kind of study the card, see what you're going up against, so that you can build your gear lock's stats here and pick your base stats and your skill dice to try to take this guy out is the idea. And building it to the baddie types. So the baddie Q1, 5, and 20 here are built up with baddies from these different baddie types here. So based on knowing what they do, once you're familiar with the game, and I'm not 100% there yet, but feel free to let me know in the chat if I'm goofing anything up or you guys have any strategy tips. But this is a 4 out of 6 game length because we're going for 8 progress points, a total of 12 days. So we have a 4-day buffer in there. And remember, you can't fight him till you've got 8 progress, but you have to defeat him before you get to day 13, basically. If you have not defeated him, and you only have to defeat him in the battle, you don't have to defeat any other baddies, you probably sometimes have to, depending on the tyrant card, it'll tell you have to defeat certain baddies first. But sometimes you don't even have to worry about them at all. They're just a distraction. So let's check out here. Game of Throne is the name of the battle. So this is what you use to set up the final battle when you're fighting this tyrant, the Goblin King up here. So set up a throne on lane 1. So lane 1 is this lane here. So I'm assuming you go here. Range. Lane 1 range position. So right here. And using a lane 1 marker and 3 HP. Then you place the Goblin King and his HP on top of that throne. So I guess it goes HP, lane marker, HP, then Goblin chip, the Goblin King chip. Then the baddie queue is made with baddie points, but it says party of 1 ignores this. So I'm assuming that's like a solo thing where I don't need to build a baddie queue using that. I skip it. But then the throne will only take damage from adjacent units and must be destroyed before the Goblin King can lose HP. The Goblin King's defense does not apply to the throne. The Goblin King cannot damage himself. Okay. So I guess he has, okay, I see. He has a Careless Bomb on one side of his die here, or a couple sides. Careless Bomb 3, it looks like, 2 sides. Careless Bomb 3, it deals 3 damage to the strongest baddie and all adjacent units. So I guess he can't hurt himself when he does this, is why it's telling me that. And the other side of the die, this horn here, is Call for Help. Add a baddie to the bottom of the battle queue. Party of 1 to 2, just add a 1-point baddie. Party of 3 to 4, which is not me, obviously, add a 5-point baddie. And then the skills on his dice, or on his chip here, we saw he has skills Boom and Kaboom as his backup plan. So Kaboom, blast all gear locks to positions furthest from the Goblin King. Happens before applying damage. So I guess every time he hits you, he'll knock you basically across the mat into some corner or wherever, however far away you got to get you. And then he hits you for your damage after that. And then boom. I guess boom happens every time. Kaboom's only when he rolls a backup plan thing. Boom, any damage dealt by the Goblin King is also done to units adjacent to his target for half damage rounded down. So this guy's just like a bomb expert, I guess, just blowing up stuff. And we'll throw his tyrant die up there with him, so we don't worry about him until we have at least 8 progress points, and sometime between day, I'm assuming 7 or 8, and then 12, depending on how many progress we get. Some encounters you deal with along the way, and generally it's 1 encounter per day, but sometimes that changes. Some will get you progress points. 1 progress point is the usual, sometimes 2, and sometimes 0, and of course you can fail and not get any, and then your day counter just ticks up. So I've set up the stacks already with these baddie types in them. And then I need to finish setting up the encounter deck. So I have some solo. So shuffle the encounter deck green, or the solo encounter deck green labeled solo at the bottom. It's there, sort of. Yeah, there it is. Very tiny, like see-through text font there. If playing with 1 gear lock, we do the solo. And then we draw encounter cards equal to the number of days shown on your tyrant card -3. So we have 12 days. So then we'll -3. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How come I'm missing some here? It should be more. Oh, yeah, sorry. Somewhere underneath these cards. Try to pull out everything I needed here. Okay, so there's the special encounters, 1 to 3. I got this card to cover up this thing. And then the 2 Goblin King, yes, 2 Goblin King tyrant encounters. So sorry, let me shuffle again. I should have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Now we're not cheating. All right. All right, so we'll shuffle those up. And then we do 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3 left. We'll just throw these over here in this back little slot. And then we have special encounters 4 through 6. We'll just throw over here also on top of those, just in case we need to grab them if an encounter refers to them. Then we will shuffle in, shuffle together with tyrant encounter cards. So the Goblin King comes with 2. These are special little blue cards that have some cool thing that happens. I haven't seen these yet. I haven't dealt with this stuff. But we'll shuffle them in, and I'll do this without looking. Hopefully I don't see when they're coming, unless they go on top. But I have this card here. I will cover it up after I'm done shuffling. And it says place them next to the story mat when you're done. Place other encounter cards in the game box. In rare instances you run out of encounters, you may replenish your encounter deck from the game box. Finally, add special encounters 1 through 3. Place them in order on top of your newly created encounter deck. Place other special encounters in the game box. Keep these accessible, as you may need them later on. I did that. And yeah, add a cover card to the top of the encounter deck if you'd like to make encounters even more of a surprise. So one last cut there, encounter cards there. All right, got it on top, covered up. I'll shove this in this little slot back here. And then special encounter 1, 2, and 3 are going to go on top of that. Don't need to hide those. Those are the same every time. I only have the core set for this playthrough. I have a couple extra characters, haven't opened yet. I also have the Age of Tyranny expansion, have not opened yet. But my wife and I, and maybe some friends, plan to play through a campaign at some point in the future using the Age of Tyranny expansion, where it strings together a bunch of tyrants and you play it over a long period of time. So we're going to definitely do that on the YouTube channel. Might do some of that live. But right now I'm just trying to learn the game, wrap my head around all the rules, get used to some different gear locks. Picket's the only one I've played with so far. Played 4 or 5 times now. 2-player playthroughs with my wife, but this time I'm trying solo just to see how it goes, just to get some more practice with Picket, maybe try some new dice and stuff. And then I will eventually do a live stream solo with some other gear lock and try to learn that gear lock. Try to work my way through the core set ones before I start adding in additional content is the plan. And then, yeah, we'll expand from there. So make sure you subscribe over at YouTube. The link's below here on Twitch. Also, if you want to subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss those playthroughs that we may just post there, may not do them all live too. That's the other thing. Okay. Next is we did the trove loot and the loot. We can shuffle this up a bit here. Shuffled it up already, but so you guys don't think I'm stacking the decks here. So it's my crappy shuffling here. So these cards are awesome, by the way. If you guys haven't seen this game, it's like super high quality components. It's a pretty pricey game. Box weighs like 11 or 12 pounds for the core set because it comes with all these no cardboard, except the only thing made out of paper is the rule book, but it's still like super thick, high color, glossy rule book. It's beautiful. But no cardboard. It all comes with neoprene mats, like little mouse pad material. And the cool part is even like has that stitching around the outside so it doesn't like fray. And then it's like cut to, put dice in the little holes and whatnot. And then the cards are all PVC plastic. So they don't need to be sleeved. They're like waterproof, indestructible, And same with the reference sheets that I'll have nearby. You need these because these contain rules on them and dice references and stuff that are not in the rule book. So when you grab a gear lock, you grab his reference sheet, and that'll explain all of his dice, what's going on each side, how they work. Professions, backup plan, which happens when you roll a bunch of misses, you can build them up and basically save them to use them for like some cool ability. And then here's some details on his professions. Beginner build recommendations, which will kind of follow along some of that. Just playing solo, I'll try to stick to that because obviously it's the most helpful and probably the less risky build. When I'm playing two players, we have two gear locks and I have someone to kind of back me up, especially my wife playing patches who can do some healing. I pick some dice sometimes that are a little more risky and a little more fun for my skills. But it's telling us here, beginner build strat, bump Picket's dex to 3 first and foremost, then add at least 1 stat to health, attack, defense, and dex in that order. Depending on party size, Picket may have to increase health again next, but his best damage comes from his defense dice, so that should be a high priority. Then it says for skills, choose the captain profession for early game. Once those skills are learned, move on to the hero profession and gain some good defense and damage. Grab red shirt if there is any glass cannons in the party. Well, it's only me in the party, so I don't need to worry about that. And then his innate ability. This is something he always has right off the start. His is shield wall. At the start of battle, Picket may roll all of his defense dice, white dice only, and place rolled defense in his active slots. That gets him all ready for the battle. So even if I'm going later in initiative and I'm going to get whacked by baddies first, I will have some defense before the battle even starts, unless I roll all bones, which does happen, and they're misses. For this roll, bones cannot be placed in the backup plan. Then if you get an 8+1, so that means you've built up 6 misses here in the backup plan, so you can hold 5 dice here. But if you ever get to 6, I don't know if it happens for sure, if it's optional. You guys can let me know if you know, but once you get 6, you can spend them and become an 8+1, which you flip your Gearlock's chip over, and then it's got like little stars around the outside there. And then he's got an 8+1 for the rest of the adventure all the way to the tyrant until you're done. And that for Picket is in addition to shield wall, so you get the shield wall ability still, but he may also put rolled defense dice in his lock slots even during battle, and locked defense dice will not reduce available defense dice, which normally happens. So I have an active slot here where I can put stuff, defense dice and whatnot in the active slot, but I also have these lock slots, and these lock slots are reserved only for dice that have a little L beside them here that are lockable basically, and those can be carried forward battle to battle, day to day, getting all the way to the tyrant. But active slots get cleared out at the end of the battle, and some baddies can knock them out too. And then you see here we just have a reference on the bottom letting us know for each. We'll explain each dice as we get them, so I won't go through them all obviously, but we'll just explain the ones as I get them and why I'm picking them and how they work. And we'll use this reference sheet. So funny thing here, I might be doing a bad thing and might get crushed since solo difficulty with Picket is 3. Co-op is 3 also. Now the funny thing is playing with my wife using Picket co-op, he does seem to die a lot. So I might not be playing him correctly or just because the difficulty's high, but we've only lost, I think, 1 time out of like 4 or 5 times playing. I think we got smashed only our first time playing. But after that, we kind of figured out. We do lose battles, we do lose encounters, but we do beat the tyrant eventually. Sometimes we lose the first try against him or something like that. But Picket doesn't seem that bad, but I don't know. But I guess just a recommendation when you're first learning the game, like, hey, maybe don't don't play this guy if you're playing co-op, or don't play him solo yet until you've built yourself up. So hopefully this isn't like the worst thing ever and it's just a dumpster fire playthrough here where I just get destroyed. Okay, so loot's shuffled up, and let's go Trove loot. So interestingly, you'll see here in my copy that was provided to me by Chip Theory Games at Gen Con. I appreciate those guys providing copy to let us cover this game on the channel. Much appreciated. But some of them I see here have this like little, they're like miscut cards in the Trove loot. Just the Trove loot, not the regular loot. So some of them have like little different colored lines on the side. Now, my memory isn't the greatest, so I would never be able to remember that, you know, what Trove loot's under these. We only see like 1 or 2 Trove loot a game, and I have not seen these all. I have not looked through this deck. I probably have only seen 4 or 5 of them that I can remember. So I would not be able to remember which ones are with each miscut card. And there's like 5 or 6 in the deck. Couple grays, couple whites. So I might submit a request to Chip Theory support, see if we can get, you know, the correct cards for future playthroughs. Because I just get worried that, you know, some of the other players I play with might memorize, and we'll just kind of know when we draw, oh, we drew one of the white ones with the miscut on the side, so it's either this or that. And that's not too fun. So I don't know what they are, though. So I shuffled there, Trove loot on top. Ready to go, not a miscut one. And then I think that is good. Gearlocks, yep, found my Gearlock. He's here. He's got 5 health underneath him. And then reference sheet, got his dice all here. And other components, got all those. I'll just look at this here. All right. We don't need to read any of the phases, all this stuff. I just want to make sure setup was good for solo, if there's any other different stuff. He does not have any starting stats with the circle on them. And yeah, I don't see. I'm just scanning here. Anything else solo specific? I just know the solo deck. I don't know if there's a section in the book actually for solo. No, I don't see. This is the live battle. Oh yes, we are gonna play on Heroic Adventurer. This is the one I like to play with now. It's kind of like the medium difficulty. If you're learning the game, you play Adventurer and use this mode when you're starting out and learning the game. You add 2 HP to each Gearlock, and then you get a training point before you start day 1. And then if you're knocked out, dice in your lock slots may remain. But I don't want to play that. That's too easy mode for me, I think. But I use Heroic Adventurer. Basically, use this mode when you have a basic understanding of the game. You add 1 to your Gearlock's HP before starting day 1, and you gain a training point. And then we have Legendary Adventurer. This I'll get to eventually. We'll play this way once we fully have explored this game and feel like we got it down pat. Use this mode when you're ready for the true challenge of Too Many Bones. No candy-coated Gearlocks, no training freebies, Too Many Bones, straight up. Love it. But yeah, that's all I see there. So we'll do that in a second. I just want to make sure there is no important now that you understand the basics, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I don't see anything solo related. Yeah, I don't see it changing battle really at all. Obviously, we'll have less baddies because we're the baddie queue. That's one thing. So I guess you would just times 1 by the day to build your baddie queue. Where is this? Tyrants. No, did I pass the baddie queue already? I did, didn't I? I'm going backwards through the book. Baddie queue in battle. During battle, you may still have baddies in your baddie queue. Nope. Battle setup. Baddie queue over here. I don't see baddie points. Calculate, same. No solo little note here. And don't forget this or that. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything here solo related for the setup. Vinyl Rabbit says, I only play in legendary mode. Yes, awesome. I'll get there. But do you play on live stream? No, that's the thing. I want to play that way, like right from the start, but then like I don't want to just like, you know, fail out like halfway through the playthrough. I want to kind of like, you know, push it. And I find it's still challenging at the heroic mode. Same game as multiplayer, no changes, even the queue works the same. Okay, sweet. Thank you. I'll stop wasting time looking through the rule book. I appreciate it. Okay, let's go to day 1. I think we're good. Everything else, I believe, set up. I have a little reference printed out here that I can try to look stuff up on. And then we get the Gearlock Adventuring Reference Guide, which explains a bunch of stuff. Some of it's in the rulebook, some of it's not. Lock picking, encounter card stats, training points, how they're used, the recovery, how the day kind of cycle goes. And then all of the baddie skills are here. So we'll be looking up some of those as we play if I haven't seen them and we need to check some stuff. And then your battle sequences here, some special icons and baddie chips. And yeah, some Gearlock's writing stuff here on the bottom on the top of the reference sheet. Nice PVC plastic, love it. Okay, so when I eventually spill my coffee on the game components, we just need to wash them quick and then we'll be back. Just kidding, just kidding. We're not going to do that. Okay, day 1, which is no surprise to anyone who's played the game before. So special encounter. Oh, sorry, nope. Before we do that, we need to do our heroic adventure mode. So we're going to get a health automatically, and we will put 1 in our health stat before starting day 1. Boom. So I got the health chip for that automatically. When you upgrade your health, you don't need to test for it. It just happens, and then you get a chip. And then the next training point, we're going to do the dex as recommended and jump to 3 dex. We have 1 attack die and 2 defense we can roll. So that's 3 dice total on a turn, assuming defense aren't locked up. I have no extra skill dice to roll, but I think that's why it's saying go to 3 dex right away, so you can get all your dice rolled when right off the hop. So let's do Leaving Obendar. Let's see if I can get this up here for you guys. A little glare on it. Only 12 hours until dawn and the send-off ceremony that will no doubt change the lives of every mate in Gearlock and likely every life in Daylore. Weapons and supplies are ready to go, but the night is young and adrenaline fills the veins. It's clear no sleep will be had tonight. There's sure to be some shady peddlers in dark alleys ready to deal in loot. Then again, some last-minute training could pay a nice dividend by morning. So what to do? What to do? Okay, so you flip to the other side. You're allowed to look at all this stuff. It's not like Gloomhaven where you make a decision before you flip. This one you flip, and then you and the party kind of look it over. And we see here, this symbol here says non-combat. So does the other choice, non-combat. Normally you'd see some swords and a shield. So the first option is squeeze in some last-minute self-improvement. So it's just getting a couple more training points, which is nice. And then shake down a shady peddler is the other one, where you gain a training point, and then we get to draw 2 loot and keep 1. So the symbols are right here for training points and loot symbols right there. And then we'd get a progress. So there's like no real way to fail this. So we're going to go up 1 progress here on our adventure mat and 1 down. So this is, what do we do? 2 training points or get some loot. And Vinyl Rabbit says, also add the skill dice that have stars next to them on your mat. Yeah, and he does not have any, yeah, so right here. There would be stars circling this stuff, or circles around the stars, and we would start with those like, let me see if I can get one that has it, like this. Tantrum. See here, it says, starts in Gearlock mat with the circle up here, so he'd get his rage die to start right away, and it looks like he gets his axe collector and body count consumable. But stay tuned, we'll have Picket played sometime soon on the channel as we move on from Picket. Once I feel comfortable and I can take my training wheels off. It's hard to leave this Gearlock behind. We have this bond now. We're like one. And then Boomer here has this symbol also, and on these she gets the first 4 green dice kind of put all up in her mat to start. And Picket is great, says Final Rabbit. I agree. I have fun with him. I just picked him. He was like the first one I grabbed out of the box, really, and was just like, okay, I'll play this guy just to start. I figured I'd play him a couple of games and then move on. But yeah, just the fact that they each have 16 skills to mess with, backup plan abilities that sometimes you never even get to, depending on how many misses in a playthrough you get and you save up. You may never see some of these abilities. So things happen every time you play that makes it feel very unique and fresh. And I like that. And I like the way you can pick skills in different orders. Sometimes you only get so many training points, so you can only go so far with some things. So that's kind of awesome. Okay, so I got my 2 training points I can spend here. I am going to... This is the thing. I think I'm gonna go, so it's recommending, so we got the dex to 3, we got this health stat. Now it's saying then go attack, defense, and dex again. So we'll do that before we start moving on to skill dice, I guess. Sometimes I go for skill dice right off the hop because I like being able to grab some of his captain ones, the red ones here, and then hopefully roll them early in my adventure, get them locked. But then if you get knocked out, you lose those. So they get knocked out, and then you have to roll them later, and sometimes you wish you had attack dice and defense right off the start just to survive in a battle. It sucks when you're having to roll those and you're just rolling bones and missing, because a lot of them have, I think, like 4 bones on the side, so they're risky. But yeah, I'll just go with the recommended attack. So for attack, let me get all these dice out of here. All right, so attack, I just rolled 1, and I'm testing for my attack. I'm training right now, and I rolled a 1, not a bones. So there's a 1, and one side it has a bones, and another side it has a 2. So you'll see these dice, where's the 2? We'll be rolling these a lot in battle. But since I did not roll a bones, I get to use the training point to upgrade my attack. If I were to fail and roll a bones, I can just choose another stat to upgrade or get a skill dice on my mat. You never lose training points. You just have to use them somewhere else. And the only ones you're testing are defense and attack. So the next one for the second training point, so I'm not going loot, I'm going to do the first option on the card here. So my second training point is going to be defense. So I have 2 defense, so I'll roll my current defense dice, which are 2. And the difference with defense when you're training, if you roll any bones on the first roll, you can re-roll the bones and try to lose them. So it's a little harder because on the defense dice, so I was good. So let me upgrade my stat before I keep rambling on here. So now I got 3 defense dice, 2 attack dice I can roll, but I only have a dex of 3, so I can only roll a combination of 3 of those. But I mean, defense, sometimes they get locked up in your active slot, and that takes away from this defense stat, so you're not able to roll your full defense if they're staying there, especially with my ability to start before battle. But the defense dice have a 1, a 2, 2 on one side, sorry. 1's on the rest of the side except for 2 bones. So this one's a little worse than attack. But if you're looking to get bones, then you start rolling defense to try to get your backup plan going. Okay, let's see what we got in chat here. Is defense dice are used for attack, so he has great survivability. And I put points in defense for Picket. Yeah. Oh, that's very true, very true. I didn't value that the first playthrough I did, and it hurt me in the end. I was more thinking attack. I figured defense, he already starts with 2, is pretty good. So I think I just upgraded like 1 the whole adventure. But late, like I was barely doing shield bashes because I barely had dice up there. But if you have more defense dice you're rolling, then you know the whole bones and then shield bash thing together is amazing, and which I've learned. So we'll be definitely seeing myself using that in this playthrough. So that is my 2 training points done. And then I got my progress point. So that is day 1. On to the recovery phase. I don't have any loot to trade. I don't have any loot to toss. I don't need to heal up. I don't need to attempt a lockpick on a trove loot. I don't have any trove loot. So I will just scout, which you roll a d6. So the one that I got here in 3rd edition is this like clear orangey dice with white on it. And I see playthroughs on YouTube. Everyone seems to have like different dice that come with their set for the d6. So I think it's kind of funny. Every set, they seem to just have a different die in it. Or I don't know if they just throw random ones in everyone's boxes, but that's something I found interesting. But in my rulebook, it actually describes this orange die with white writing on it. So I don't know, I guess every different rulebook printing, they change which dies are in the box. I don't know. Okay, so rolling it. So I get a 6. So what this means is from a 1 to 3 on this die, I get to look at baddie Q. Number 1, I get to scout the top, look at it, decide if I want to keep it on the top face up or throw it to the bottom and not deal with it right now. But when you get a 4 or 5 on the roll, you can look at up to a 5-point baddie and do the same thing. And if you get a 6, you can actually look up to a 20-point baddie and do it. You can do lower, obviously, which I will do because 20-point baddie in a solo playthrough, doing the math 1 times day, I'm only going up to day 12. I don't see a 1-point baddie really happen, or 20-point baddie really happening unless an encounter, I guess, throws it in at me, but that would be really mean. So I will just scout. Since we're only on early here, I'm actually going to scout let me do a 5-point. So it's Inspire 1, Terrify guy. Makes the next guy go in line in initiative and gets 1 extra attack die. And then he has Terrify. So if you hit him, you get Terrified. You have this Terrify die put on your chip on the battle mat, and basically until your next turn, you can't attack guys who have the Terrify trait. But that's not the worst, but he has 6 health. I don't know how, you know, I'm going to just toss it to the bottom. It might not be the scariest guy, but I'm just going to toss it to the bottom. So that's how that works, scouting. So I will just throw this die over here. Okay, so that is the end for day 1. We're now going on to day 2. So we'll track it up here on our adventure mat. Grab encounter, special encounter number 2. And let's go special encounter, Hardy out the gate. 15 steps into the journey, 15 steps. And already a gearlock boot is struck through by an arrow. Luckily, no toes were killed. Teeth are clenched and a painful tug is made while looking around in embarrassment. Yow! Now, sufficiently ticked, it's time to return the favor to the ominous figures at the edge of the woods. A commotion breaks out atop the city wall, interrupting all thoughts. Guards have now spotted the brazen intruders and are notching their arrows. Their help is at the ready. Like it or not, this adventure is underway. All right, so first combat here. So this is the combat symbol on the choice, on the back of the card, the shields with the swords. So first one is hail the guards for help. So you do the baddie queue with baddie points, and at the start of each round, arrows from the wall deal 1 true damage to each baddie. This is recommended for first-time adventurers. I don't think I'm going to pick that one, because the second choice is it's time to show Obendar what gearlocks are made of. And with Obendar watching, you feel an extra shot of adrenaline as you prepare for an unassisted battle. So we build the baddie queue with baddie points, so I'll show you in a sec. And then after either choice, if the battle is lost, place this encounter back on the top of your encounter deck. So until you beat this, you've got to keep doing it over and over again. And the days tick up. So the interesting thing in this game, feels very Dark Souls-ish, which I love. Dark Souls, Demon Souls, those type of games, Bloodborne, that just punish you even when you fail, you know, kind of like, you know, you got to get better, get good scrub, and it keeps getting harder. But this, same thing, you lose, the days tick up, you don't get any kind of rewards, and then some of these you got to do them again, or take on the boss again, or whatever. And the days have gone up, so the math on building the queue makes, you know, worse baddies come and fight you, so it's kind of funny. It gets worse as you fail. So if we beat this, we get an encounter progress, which will go up here on a little mat, and then we get a training point no matter which one we succeed at, and some loot. But if we do choice 2, which I'm going to do, we have the chance of getting an extra training point here. So let's set this up. So I'm on day 2. I have 1 gearlock, so 1 times 2 is 2. If my math is off, please let me know. I'm just kidding. Any possession baddies? Any non-position baddies I keep on top. Oh, okay, Vinyl Rabbit was telling me to keep that guy. I was thinking the same thing. He's not that bad. Yeah, let's do that. Since I recommended from chat, I wasn't sure. I don't know all the baddies that well, and he doesn't seem too bad, but I will put him on top since you recommended in chat for me to do it. So I'll just keep him on top, the Owl Bear. Owl Bear, that's funny. But yeah, I'll keep him on top there so we know he's coming on the next 5-point baddie. So if he had certain keywords and whatnot, we could prepare for them when picking dice and stuff, preparing for our next battle. We kind of know what might come once we get to pulling 5-point baddies into the queue. But for now, we are just pulling 2 points worth of baddies. So if you go to the biggest stack that those numbers will fit in. So we're just going to grab 2 1-point baddies, obviously. A 5 doesn't fit into 2. So we're going to grab these 2. And this becomes our baddie queue. And then before battle, I will do my innate ability. I'll roll my defense dice, which are 3 defense dice now. I'll roll them before the battle to do my shield wall. And I get a 2 dice locked up in my active slot to start. So as I get hit with damage, I lose that first before losing health. I do not get to keep bones for this part. So those will just go away. And okay, so next is, let's set up the battle. Let's see here. So it's just baddie queue, nothing else special rules-wise up here, just looking at the card. So the first guy on lane 1 is a Goblin Bomber. So this guy here has Mischief 1. So before attacking, he's going to knock away one of my dice in the active slot. Of course, this is the jerk I get. So I can only choose the die. So obviously in this case, I only have 1 to choose from. So he'll knock that away before attacking me. And if he rolls a bones on his turn, this is his backup plan ability. He has to do it. He only does it once per turn. And it's Careless. Careless will hit himself for an HP. So it kind of hurts himself. He's being silly with his bombs. He drops one and hurts himself, that kind of thing. So when he misses, it's awesome. He rolls only 1 attack die, so it's a 1 in 6 chance of him missing. 3 health, goes at 5 initiative, which is pretty high. It only goes as high as 6. He's ranged, and he attacks the 2 weakest creatures. So he's going to go in slot number 1. He has 3 health. He's going to go back up here in the range slot. We put the blue chip underneath him to remember which die he's paired with to keep track of his initiative. And I love this little part here. So 5 dice right here. So that's where he is on the initiative track. Obviously, the only guy there right now. So the next guy coming in here is a dirty old clay golem. 5 health, 2 initiative, so he's pretty slow. Only rolls 1 attack die. But he has this dirty, dirty keyword, break. So every time you hit him with attack dice, they get exhausted. So that takes away from your, and they're exhausted till the end of the battle. So that takes away from your total attack. So as you're rolling attack dice every turn, your dexterity kind of limits you to how many dice you're going to roll. Well, you can get limited on your individual stats. Like my defense, for example, because I have 1 here in the active, I can now only roll 3 until I get that out of the active, which I can take before I roll, or if baddie knocks it away kind of thing. But for attack, if they get exhausted from hitting this break guy, they go here in my exhausted side of my mat, which is labeled right here, exhaust dice. And that's for till the end of the battle. Those dice that are exhausted, I lose from my total active dice, attack dice I can roll. So if I hit him with 2 attack dice and I use them, and you can always choose not to use the dice you roll and bypass that. But if I hit him with 2 dice, they would both get exhausted, and I'd be rolling no attack dice for the rest of the battle, which would be crazy. So this guy's going to go on the mat in slot number 2. He is melee, so he's going to go up here. 5 health. And we'll put him there. And his die is going to be set to 2. So he's going second in the initiative right now. Then I will roll my die. And yes, Picket is good against break since I can use Shield Bash, which is one of my backup plane abilities here. And it says you remove all defense dice, including newly rolled. Active slots and lock slots. Skill dice removed in this way are exhausted. And then you do total number of damage of removed defense in damage to the target. So those don't get exhausted. It's only attack dice get exhausted by break. So I can use that to kind of cheat it and get around it. Okay. So I rolled a 3. So I will go before the clay golem in initiative order for now. And that's how it's going to go. So we got a round marker die here, which is awesome. And I will put myself on the mat. Let's go. I want to go after this mischief guy. So I'm going to put myself here so I'm only 1 slot away from moving. I'll lose a dex when I move. But I get to move past him here. And this guy I can make, when he comes to attack me, I can make a move down here instead of here. It's my choice when it's like a tie where to move. And so I will go there. So I think I'm good. I think I'm ready to start. I don't think there's anything I missed. Usually I have my wife here helping me get everything set up, so I'm trying to do it on my own. So that's what you guys in the chat are for, especially Vinyl Rabbit. Thank you so much for helping me get this going and make sure I don't miss anything. And we'll go. All right, so I got to try to remember keywords also. That's something. Everything's very small on these chips, so you got to kind of remember what is on them. Hopefully you guys can kind of see those things and remember what they are. But all right, so first things first. The Goblin Bomber, he's fast, he's early in initiative. He is going to Mischief 1 me, so he knocks away this defense die. So that is hit. So he takes it away before attacking. I'm 99% sure on that one. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not goofing that up. So we'll just look here. This is normal play. This is what you'll do. You look at this reference sheet a lot, especially when you're learning the game. So where is it? Mischief number. So remove number of dice, player's choice, from target's active slots before attacking. Yes, so we did it right there. Okay, so when he is going to roll 1 attack die, and obviously attacking me, he's ranged, he doesn't need to move. He can hit anywhere on the mat, and he's hitting me for 1. I have no defense, obviously, because the jerk knocked it away. So I'll lose 1 health, and go down to 5. Yep, that's right. Okay, and that's him. He didn't roll any bones, so he doesn't do his backup plan ability of Careless. So next is myself. Like I said, I'm going to use 1 dex to move up. So now I only have 2 dex remaining. So I am going to just roll 3 health. Let's roll. I'll do 1 attack, 1 defense, actually. And I get 1 hit on him. So that takes him down to 2. And then I get a bones put in my backup plan slot. And my one backup plan slot has no ability, so nothing I can do with that right now. Then number 2, the clay golem is going to go attack me with 1 die, hits me for 1, and knock me down to 4. All right, round 2. Now I will go. So Picket is great against break. Baddies always move closer, so he wouldn't move away. Yes. So next is the Goblin Bomber again, rolling 1 die. Got 1 attack, take me down to 3 health. It's not going great. And then myself, I will just try to, so I can use full 3 decks this time. I'm going to hit 2 dice and 1 defense and try to knock him out, hopefully, and then maybe get a shield. So I do get a bones, not a shield, that sucks. And then 2 attack is enough to take him out. And he is done. So we'll throw him here in like kind of baddie, defeated baddie dead pile here. And then those 2 dice are gone. Okay, so now it's me and the clay golem. We'll take out his initiative die. So now I'm top of the initiative order. And next is the clay golem rolling 1 attack die against me. And he hits me for 1, down to 2 health left. This is bad. If he rolls a 2 on his die, I'm done. So I will roll, next round, 3. So I'm first. And I'm just going to roll 3 defense dice. And hopefully I can get some protection against this guy. And I did. So I get a 2 defense and 2 single. I'll throw those all in there, and then let me assess here. So he is still at 5 health. And I only have 4 defense built up, so I could do my backup plan now on my turn and hit him for 4 damage, but he would still be left with 1, and then he gets to go next and attack, and I'd have nothing to protect me, and if he rolled 2 defense dice, I would lose my 2 health and lose the mission, or the encounter. So I am just going to sit there defensed up. I got rid of the mischief guy, so I don't have to worry about him knocking defense dice away. And the clay golem is just going to go and try to hit me with 1 die. It's a bone, so he missed. Okay, so it wouldn't have been that bad, but you never know. So next is round 4, where I will go first. And then, see, I have all these locked up in the active slot, so that's all my defense stats. So I cannot use those to roll defense right now. But what I can do is roll my 2 attack dice, and maybe I'll take out 1 of these defense die and try to see if I can make something better of it. And I'll roll these for my 3 decks. And yes, if I attack him and I hit him, I can choose if I want to hit him with what I get. But I'll exhaust those dice, which will be fine, because then maybe I can hit him with backup plan and knock him out. So I got 1 defense, so that didn't change anything there. So I can hit him for 4 off a backup plan. And we said he's 5 health, so I can hit him for 2, which will exhaust these 2 dice. And that takes 2 away. And you can always resolve the dice you roll in any order. And then I will use my backup plan, spending these 2 defense dice, to then hit him for 3 more. It all goes away, actually, hitting for 4 total. And that does kill him. And I win the battle. So he is a 1-point baddie. He will go here. And so I'm down to 2 health. I leave, go back to my prep area on my battle mat. Those dice are not exhausted anymore. And I'll get my die back here. And then I'll reset this back to round 1. So we'll go to the reward phase. So like I said, I get a training point. Let's see this here. I get a training point here for winning the battle. And then I also get another training point and a loot, regular loot, and then a progress. So let's do the progress here. And then we will go with the loot, I guess. We'll take some loot here and see what we get. Fortunate discovery, single use. Select one of your consumable skill dice and place it in its spot on your mat. It's now available for use. Shots on the house from Patches. That's the flavor text there. So I'll just throw that at the bottom of the loot pile there. And I get a consumable, which I will take my Gobby Jerky, which can be rolled. And once it's rolled, it doesn't get exhausted like normal skill dice and you get it back in the end of the battle. Instead, this is a consumable. When I've rolled it, and if I choose to use it, it's used immediately. And then I believe so. This one is an immediate, not a active or lock slot. So if we look here, yeah, Gobby Jerky, and down here, yeah, instant heal Picket for number of HP. So I have to use it when I roll it, spend it there. I don't get to put it in active or locked, but I can choose not to take the result and put it back on my mat and keep trying to roll it till I get a good result. But I will stick it there for now. The side it's on does not matter. And once that's done, I don't exhaust it like I was trying to say. It goes back to my like dice pool. So it's like a one-time use. So that is that. That's the loot. And then the training points. So in the recommendation here, let's finish with the starter stuff. So I did the Dex, Health, Attack, and Defense. Then it's saying Dex again, which you'll just upgrade here. So that's 1 training point. I'll go to 4. And then I say I start with a skill. And I'm going to go with the recommended Captain profession. So the star I have to start with, and then you'll see the arrows lead to different ones. So you usually have to start with the star. Some of these have stars at a bunch of them, so you can just start with whichever die you want, and there's no arrows, so you don't have to like, it's not a skill tree. So I will just go with die number 1, which I can roll to get a regeneration heal, and it sticks in my active slot, and every turn, at the start of the turn, I heal 1 health, and it stays there until it gets knocked out somehow from me getting knocked out, but it's good until the end of the adventure. So I will just throw it in here. Oh, and it has 4 sides that have bones on it that are reusable. So I can use these in my backup plan, and when I spend them, it actually goes back to the skill slot on my mat instead of being exhausted like normal skill dice would use with bones. Okay, so that is that. I got my points here. My 2 training points are done. So on to the recovery phase. No lockpicking attempts, no trading loot, no tossing loot away. I am actually going to heal up because I don't think 2 health is enough to go into the next battle with. So I will heal up to 6. And that is 6 there. Okay, so since I healed, I cannot choose. And if you see here on the reference sheet, so at the recovery phase, I can trade loot with your party, make a lockpicking attempt, and then individual options. So you have to choose one of these. You can rest and recover, heal your HP to full, which I just did. So because I did that, I cannot search for better loot, which is chucking away a card. You roll 6 attack dice, and based on the amount of bones you get, you can choose to search for that many loot and then keep one, or scout the area, which we already saw scouting. So I can't scout this time because I chose to rest and recover. Okay. So next, day 3. And the next encounter is a special encounter number 3. Same every time you play until you get some expansions to mix these up. Crossing the Cibron. The Cibron River, a glistening vein of trade running the length of Daylor, playfully beckons as it shimmers in the daylight up ahead. But with so few bridges in these parts, this crossing is an obvious spot for enemy scouts and traps. A journey of this importance leaves only 2 options. Tucking the ears and trying to blend in this risky but efficient is risky but efficient. So you'll see these gear locks have like giant ears here, so it's trying to, I guess, look human. A boat at dusk carries less chance of discovery but requires business with the Molnor, a trading syndicate with their own set of drawbacks. So your choices on this card are tuck in your ears and walk like a commoner. So you roll a d6 for each party member. On a 1 to 2, your party's spotted. Then you go in the encounter deck, you find one of the blue encounters, find the first tyrant encounter, in your deck. You bump that up to the top, so it'll be our next encounter. We'll know what's coming. And then you shuffle the remaining cards and keep them underneath. So encounter success is achieved no matter the outcome on that one. It's not combat. We'll get a progress point, and we get a training point. The higher the Molnor, we go for a Trove Loot. It's got some story here. The Molnor are surprisingly easy to work with. Not only do they drop us safely on the east bank of the river under the cover of darkness, they also offer a Trove Loot gift. Gift is in quotes there. Maybe our success is good for business. So you shuffle a special encounter Molnor traders into your encounter deck if you pick this option, which I'm not going to pick. I'm actually going to go for the first one and try to get my progress sped up here and get another training point. I'm addicted to training points. I want to get more dice for you guys. Trove Loot's awesome too, though. Trove Loot is awesome. Maybe let's do the Trove Loot for fun, but playing solo, it's kind of risky. Lock-picking attempts, though, could happen. Yeah, let's do the higher the Molnor, actually. Let's do it. Let's get crazy here. All right, so what we do, we get a Trove Loot. We don't get to see the back of it. I'm going to keep it hidden. But this Trove Loot, how it works, it has locks on it. It has lever, a trip, and a force lock. 1, 4, and 3. Every recovery phase, I can make lock picking attempts on it, and they carry forward. So if I unlock the first lock and the second lock, let's say, on a training attempt per day, I could then in a future attempt try on lock number 3. So they don't all lock back up. Once they're open, I'll get to flip it over and I'll have some cool treasure, hopefully. I don't think there's any bad stuff in there, like no mimics or anything like that would be bad, but so we'll just keep that up there. So I have a Trove Loot. Then we grab the special encounter. Nope, not that one. Molinor Traders. So I think this is the first time I've ever selected this and played with it in a playthrough. So let's shuffle this into our encounter deck. So we don't have to put the tyrant encounter on top. So I'll put this aside here. I'll look away so I don't see what I'm shuffling here. And I don't see what's on the top. Okay, so I'll put that tight together, find the card for the top. There we go. So I don't know what's coming next. I'll throw that in there. Okay. And that is that. Oh, I get a progress. So we'll go up to 3 progress here. We're at the fork in the road along the Cibron River. And that is that. So that's number 3. So on to another recovery phase. So we're done that day. I can attempt a lock picking attempt on my Trove Loot. And which I'll do right now. Let's start this and show off lock picking. So you get 3 lock picking dice, and I love that this game comes with these little side fun games. Like, they did not have to do this, but the fact they made components just for this little side game that may or may not happen on a playthrough, I love it. But we try lock picking. So you get 3 dice here. One's good at lever, which I think are the color of these symbols here. So I think the brown is better at lever. Yes, that matches the color there. Gold is probably trip. So what do we got? I think it is. Yeah, I see 1T, 2T, 3T. I also see some lever. Whatever. So that one. And then the silver, I think matches the last one. So I should see, yeah, I do see 1 force, 2 force, 3 force. So that's the better odds for getting force. But they all have other stats on them for lever, trip, and force. And then you get this intuition die, which can change the stat on a deck, on a die, sorry, from force to trip or lever or whatever. It can add +1 to a die, and you get to save it for your future roll. Because when you use a die to unlock a lock, it gets exhausted on this attempt, and you can't roll it for the next lock attempt. But with this die, you add +1, and then you get to keep that, you save it, and then you get to roll it in the next roll. And then we have this one, which is just grab a die and get to re-roll it. Okay, and on the first attempt, each day on a lock, you get to re-roll on the first attempt if you have a trash roll. So we're just looking for 1 lever on the first lock, which is pretty awesome. This one's only a 1, 4, 3, which is not too bad. I don't think. I've seen them go up as high as 6, which is pretty bad. So I got 3 force, 3 force, 3 trip. Wow, that is pretty nuts. But funny thing is, no lever. What the heck? But I can convert one of these from force or trip to lever. So I think I'm going to convert the one that is the, I believe this is the lever die. Yeah, I'll change this one. So I'll use these together to make it 3 lever. And we unlock that one. We line it up with this little circle here. So there's 2 little lines on the card. They kind of line up. And then when you unlock 2, you're supposed to put it like that. What I actually like doing for video purposes, in case I bump these cards around, because they kind of slide on the mat here, we'll just throw a gold coin on here. And that will help us remember that we've unlocked the first lock. So that is spent. This die is exhausted. We've used it for the first one. And next we are going to try for 4 trip. So we'll roll these together. And we got 1 trip and a +1 in save. That's not enough. So that is that. And we're done. So we'll take these lock-picking dice. We'll throw them off to the side and try on another recovery phase. I don't need to heal up in the recovery phase. I'm going to scout, actually. I don't need to search for better loot. So I'm going to try to scout. Where's my D6 over here? And I got a 1. So I can look at the top 1-point baddie. And we got a Griffin Yearling rolling 2 attack dice, has flight. So after he attacks, he flies to the air, gets a flight die on him, and he's untargetable until he attacks again. Then if he has a flight die on him, he loses it. He's only 2 health. So what happens with this guy, he goes 5. So it goes early, hits you with 2 dice, then goes in the air so you can't target him. Then again attacks you with 2 dice, and then he's down on the ground. You hope to kill him, which is, I don't really like this guy, and I think with solo, getting hit with 4 attack dice before anything really happens is kind of sucky. I'm actually going to stick him on the bottom. And I know there's more of them in here, so I could still see him, and especially as we get through the stack, but I'm just going to put him on the bottom. I mean, if I roll a bunch of shield wall dice and I start the thing off with 3 2 dice, 6 defense, that would be awesome, and then I would love him, but yeah, it's not going to work that way for sure. Okay, so that's that. That's the scout attempt. On to day 4. And here we are into our first encounter. I'm lifting off the top card, pulling out the next encounter. A trap of my own making. So too big and too many. I could never overpower or outrun them. Either this works or my journey ends before the sun sets. The plan? Be my own bait. What could possibly go wrong? The trap is set just as the golden sun is beginning to sink, which I pray helps obscure my hasty work of covering the freshly excavated pit. Now I just need to screech like a wounded griffin, stand in plain sight, and hope they don't simply jump over the trap before tearing me limb from limb. 2 choices here. Both battle. Be the bait, be the bait. So you do battle queue is 2 5-point baddies. That is pretty nuts. As baddies enter the battle mat, roll a d6 for each. 1 to 2 does trap, does nothing. 3 to 6, baddie is stunned for the first 2 rounds. Second option, maybe I shouldn't be bait. You decide it's best to get in your own trap and fight around your spikes. So baddie Q is 2 5-point baddies. Wow, this is nuts. And we know one is the Terrify Inspire Owlbear. Then you have surprise for this one. So basically, when you set up the initiative meter with surprise, you then basically have to bump all the baddies to the bottom, and it puts your gear locks all on the top, basically. And then baddies take 1 true damage anytime they move to a new position on the battle mat. So since there's no bonus for picking either one, I think the second option seems better. For me, a little easier. I'll still get 2 training points and a loot, and I definitely want that, so I want to succeed, or I want to try to succeed as best as possible. Yeah, so we'll go with option number 2. So 2 5-point baddies. So we know the top one. We don't know the second one. And before the battle, I'll roll shield wall here. And as long as you don't get a range baddie, take the second option. Ah, I see, I see. We know the first one isn't a range guy. I get it. Yeah, that's true. That actually works, yeah. Because range won't move, but the melee will. So if I can get them, they take 1 true damage anytime they move a new position on the battle mat. And it's only baddies, not me. So I could use Dex to move away, and then that hits them. So they would just walk into my trap, basically. So let's do shield wall, rolling my 3 defense dice. So I get 2 singles and a bones, which I don't get to keep. Okay, then let's set it up. So Owlbear going in slot 1, 6 damage, man. And he goes at 4 initiative. And next is, another melee, but it's dive and flight. So how this guy works, he does the whole flight thing where after he attacks, he gets a flight die on him. If he doesn't have it, he's untargetable till the next round. But then he dives in the next round next to the weakest player, but it will always be me, so it doesn't really matter that much. And then signal 1. After the first turn, he will stick a baddie in the baddie queue, a 1-point baddie, and that will come in at the end of the next round. So if I had a way to kill him right off the bat, it would be amazing. But he goes at 5. And I have 1 5 on my initiative dice. Every gearlock has different numbers on their initiative dice. I have a lot of 2s, a lot of 3s, and I think only 1 5. So that's very rare for me to be able to go before this guy. But he will come in lane 2. 5 health. So both melee. And we'll both have to move. Now, dive. Let me read the keyword dive. Would that be him moving around and taking true damage? If the fight deflect die is active on this unit at the start of its turn, immediately place this unit adjacent to the weakest available opposing unit and target it. No, so I wouldn't consider that a move. It's just a place. Not moving him around. Oh, and I get surprise. Yes, yes, I get surprise. We'll do that right now. So I do get to go before them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would have read that as I was setting it up. So let's throw the purple on 5 also. So he goes here. And I'll just get to go before. My number doesn't really matter. Well, I guess I would roll, and then... Oh, I did get the 5. And then surprise knocks them all to the bottom, so it's already set. And let's go right beside Mr. Griffin Howler and try to take this guy out before he signals any other baddies. I mean, I don't think that's possible because I only have 2 attack dice and he's 5 health. But that might be the best way to get him off the board. Anyway, he's the lower health unit by 1. How can I do this? Or should I go after the Terrify guy? I guess I could move away first. So he's going to go... Let me start... I can't move away after attacking unless I have a die that lets me do so. So I think starting here, I get a hit in on this guy before he flies. There's a chance I could get Shield Bash. Yeah, let's try it. So we're going to start here. And then we are going to roll 2 attack dice and 2 defense. And hope to get a couple bones in there somewhere and then be able to do a shield bash, maybe attack 2, somehow get up to 5 damage on this guy. Yeah, so let's try it out. So I'm going first here. 4 dice. I have 4 decks. 2 attack, 2 defense. Oh, no, I have 2 defense locked, so I can only roll 1 defense. Let's do... Let's actually do... I will start here instead. Yes, I realize this guy has 4 attack dice. I'm going to start here. I will use 1 dex to move. That leaves me with 3 decks. I am then going to roll 2 defense dice and only 1 attack. I'm going to take the 1-point baddie. I'm going to play defensive here to survive. They have 3 attack dice and 4 attack dice, so I really should prioritize defense. But I can only roll 1 defense, actually. Yeah, so I'll do 1 defense, 1 attack. Yes, I can get it here. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Oh, use your skill dice. Yes, true. Let's actually do 1 attack, 1 defense, 1 skill. Yeah, let's do that. Might not be the best choice, but... Alright, so I did get my regeneration health on the first try. That is amazing. 2 attack, which is also amazing. And 1 bones on the defense die. So I knocked 2 off the Griffin Howler. I have no way... If I got a bones on this actual regen die, it would have been awesome, because I could shield bash for 2, but it still would only get him down to 1 health left, so... yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. Okay, then is the Griffin Howler. He's going to roll 3 attack dice against me, which is crazy. And he gets 2 attack in, which will knock my 2 defense dice off. So nothing goes through. He gets a bones, which doesn't do anything for him. Signal 1, he's going to add a 1-point baddie to the baddie queue here. And that is all. Oh, and the flight die. So he flies in the air and is now untargetable. Okay, then the owlbear is going to go. And the reason why I wanted to move over here was that he is going to try to come after me. And I can make him go either way. I will make him go this way. And since he moved, he takes 1 true damage, which is awesome. So he's down to 5 health left. And that is his turn. He has no defense dice to roll. He can't attack me, so he's not rolling attack dice. Then at the end of the round, we'll bring in a Troll Brute, Thick Skin 1, and Careless on the backup plan roll. He's melee, 3 health, 1 initiative, and then rolls 1 attack die, 1 defense die. So that's interesting. So he will come in with the third lane chip. He's melee, so he'll start here. And he'll come in at the bottom of the queue, since his initiative only really matters for the setup of the battle. After that, 1 point, 5 point baddies always go in the bottom of the queue. They come in, and tyrants, 20 point baddies, and gearlocks come in at the top. So on to round 2. Myself, I would heal 1 at the start of my turn, but I am still full with 6, so I don't get that. Then I have no dice in my active slot, so I can roll my full defense. I don't get to attack this guy because he's untargetable, but I can have some fun with this trap business. So let's go. Two decks to move, and then we're going to roll. We have 2 decks left. I am just going to roll 2 of my defense dice and try to prepare myself here for these guys. And I hope they lose enough trying to move and chase me around that then I can come at them with, when I have stuff set up and attack them. So a 2 from a defense slot, which is awesome, and a bones. So I'm ready actually for a backup plan hit of 2 automatically, and I still can roll 2 more defense dice because I only have 1 locked right now. So next is the purple, which is the Griffin Howler. He does have a flight die, so he is going to fly. Let's fly right here. He's going to dive down to me. He'll attack with 3 attack dice. 2 bones and a hit, so I'll tick down my defense to block that 1. He loses the flight die. We'll keep that nearby. And the signal doesn't happen anymore. He already did a signal 1. So if it was signal 2, he'd do another 1 point baddie for this round. Is flight considered movement? I looked at dive actually. Dive is right here. It says if the flight die effect is active on this unit at the start of turn, immediately place this unit adjacent to the weakest available opposing unit and target it. I'm going to say since it says place, he kind of comes out of the air. He's not really moving. He's not going to like walk into my trap. He kind of comes from above it. That's thematically how I'll play it. But I don't think he technically moved. He was placed. And that's, I don't know if that's correct ruling, but yeah. Let me see, in this rules reference I printed out that has some FAQ stuff and some forum stuff put on it. Let's see if we can find dive. Dive baddie skill. If unit has a flight defect die on it, immediately place adjacent weakest, yep. If the weakest target has more than 1 adjacent position, choose 1 to move the dive unit to. If a baddie is already adjacent to a gearlock, even the weakest, you can move the baddie to a different position that is adjacent to the same gearlock. I don't know if this is like somebody made this not official, right? So he's saying move. I don't know if they're technically moved. But yeah, I'll rule it that it doesn't. Dive will get around it. He'll move normally though if he's not flying, so I can still get the trap to hit him every other turn kind of if I can move away. So I did that. His dice are resolved. His turn's done. Next is number 4, the blue. This guy is going to just move 2 to try to get to me. Because he moves, he takes a true damage from the trap. And next is this thick skin, careless troll brute over here, which will just move 2 spaces. That's all baddies can move, and he'll take a true damage going down to 3 health. And true damage is not regular damage, so his thick skin or defense dice don't block it. True damage just goes through no matter what. It's like poison is also true damage. And so are the fatigue rounds, which we may get to eventually, where they'll do true damage to everybody. And they'll lose 1 no matter defense or thick skin. Okay. So that's the end of round 2. Let's go round 3. Me first. I still have full health, so I don't need to regenerate. And now I'm getting kind of trapped in here. I have 4 decks, so I can get over to here. Or I can try to just kill this guy who has 3 health. Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to get hit by this guy, though. This is kind of nuts, but it's kind of fun to play with the mission that's different rules. But I will use 1, 2, 3, 4 decks, all my decks to just move. And I'll get beside this guy who only hits with 1 die. I'm good with that, actually. I don't mind him. Oh, he forgot to roll a defense die on his turn. He wouldn't have rolled attack because nobody was there. So he should have 1 defense on him. Okay. So it's in his active slot, locked in there. Okay. So that was me. I have nothing else to do on my turn. Done. Next is the dive guy over here. So he's not flying, so he's just going to do regular movement. And let's bring him this way. And he'll lose 1 for true damage from the trap. He's not attacking, so he's not going to fly. He only flies after he attacks, but he can't reach me because the baddies can only move 2. Then we'll move on to this blue here, the owlbear. He is going to go this way, shortest path to get to me, lose 1 for true damage. He's now down to 3, a little more manageable. He hasn't whacked me with his 4 attack dice yet, which is nice. And that's him done. Then we'll go the troll brute. He's not going to roll a defense die because he has 1 locked in his active slot. Just 1 attack die, and he's already adjacent to me, so he doesn't need to move, so he's not going to take a true damage. He rolls a bones. Bones is careless, his backup plan ability, which will hit himself, and he'll lose an HP. Oh, actually, sorry. He'll just lose his defense die. It blocks the careless. This unit loses 1 HP. Losing an HP versus being attacked and blocking. Don't know there. Will he block with a defense dice on careless? Does that have a rules reference? Causes the attacking unit to lose 1 HP when bone is rolled. Used only once per turn. Multiple bones during a single turn. Do not trigger careless more than once. Let's see. Defense dice. Total number of defense dice. Nope. Each rolled bone. Nope. Defense dice. Nope. They decrease damage. Defense dice must be used for all incoming damage except true damage before removing HP. So yeah, let's see. Final Rabbit says he blocks everything with defense dice unless it's true damage. That's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. That was my initial thought. But then it's a little confusing sometimes with the rules, but that makes sense. Okay, so he blocks it. I get rid of his defense dice. Great. He'll be rolling the next turn. Round 4. So I'll go first. Still have full defense or full health. I'll move 2 decks, and then I will try to attack this guy and take him out, the Griffin Howler, before he flies, and that way I'm away from the Owlbear, so he can't get to me, and he'll lose some true damage, and I'm still beside the Troll Brute, though, but let's just roll 2 attack dice, and I can backup plan Shield Bash him for 1 if needed, so I just have to roll like 1 hit for sure here, and I rolled 3, so he is dead, loses his last 2 health. And we'll take him out of the initiative queue there and get rid of this flight die. Don't need that anymore right now. And this guy will go to the 5-point defeated baddie pile over here. Next is the Owlbear. Let me move these out of here. And he will go, let's say, this way. He'll lose 1 because he moved for true damage. He's down to 2 health left. Okay. And then the thick skin guy is going to roll 1 attack, 1 defense, attacking me. And he gets his 1 defense again, and he hits me for 1, which will knock out my defense die, so I don't take any damage. On to round 5. I'll go first, don't need to heal. I will roll. Let's go. Let's take on Owlbear now. I'll move up 1 towards him so I lose a dex for movement. I'll roll 2 defense, 1 attack. Yeah, let's do 2 defense, 1 attack on the Owlbear. Alright, so I got 2 attack through, which is enough to kill him, which I'll apply the attack dice first. And he is taken out, moving from the initiative, and he goes in the 5-point baddie defeated pile. Then I will take my defense dice and plop him up here. Next is the Troll Brute, which will need to move to attack me. He'll lose 1 for the encounter effect there. Still has 1 health. He'll roll 1 attack die. He doesn't roll defense, he already has 1 active. And he hits me for 1, which will take away a defense. Round 6, which is a fatigue round. Now how this works is, at the start of the round, every unit, Gearlock or baddie, is going to lose 1 true damage. Because we're taking too long in the battle, it starts to speed things up so it doesn't take forever and starts knocking us down. So that is his last one, so he is defeated. I'm still good. I stay alive, so I win. This guy is going here. And I'll go back to my mat. So down to 5 health, not too bad. And we'll reset this to round 1. And let's go to the reward phase. So 2 training points, so we get a progress. Let's do that first. Then we'll do 2 training points. So I am going to jump up a health, actually. Up to 2, up to 7. So I'll take 1 health automatically when I do that. Then for my second one, I'm going to take another skill die. Let's do, we'll do shield form, which could get me +2 movement, which I can use in my lock slot and go move after I've attacked, which is awesome, not just before, and it doesn't take dex away from doing it, which would probably be pretty good in solo. Being able to get around the more open mat would be nice. It has reusable bones on it, like the other die, and then it has this locked +1 defense every turn. Unless I do my shield bash, I have to lose this one also for my lock slot, is my understanding, but it can just be a 1 defense automatically every time. Doesn't take away from my defense stat, which is sweet. So I will plop that die in there for a future roll, and then a loot. Infused Incense, single use. Roll 2 additional attack dice on your turn, does not cost dex. So I'll put that in my loot slot. I have 4 loot slots here. I'm only using 2 right now, so I'll just save that for a future use. And once it's used, it's discarded. During your round, you would have recovered your 1 health from your skill dice. I don't think so, because at the start of the round is when the fatigue thing happens, and that would have ended the battle right there, and battle ends instantly once the last baddie is defeated. It doesn't actually move to my turn yet. That's how I understand it. Because there is the steps here. Battle sequence. So he's talking about using my regeneration health there on that last round. But if we look at battle sequence, so there's before battle, which obviously doesn't happen there. Start of battle, doesn't happen there. Start of round is the fatigue, right there. It says the fatigue part. And then units take their turn. So I'm going to say in step C there, that ended the battle, because the battle ends as soon as the last Gearlock, or the last baddie is defeated. Okay, and then I got the loot, got my training points, got my progress. So we're still trekking towards the Goblin King here. Okay, so let's try an attempt on the Trove loot. And yep, it's just make a lock-picking attempt here. So I'm going for 4 trip. I've already unlocked the first one. So I have 2 trip, 1 lever, 3 force. I can convert, for example, the 3 force into 3 trip and open it. That uses 2 die, which I think I would have to do no matter what, unless I rolled a +1 with a 3 trip. I can retry here on my first attempt on a lock each day. So I'm just going to re-roll the whole thing and do a retry. So I got 3 trip, 2 lever, 2 force, and a +1 in save, which I will do. And that's what I was just talking about, hoping I would get. So that does open the trip. So let's throw another coin on here. We've opened the second lock. And since it's a save, I don't need to exhaust it to spend it on this lock. So now we're going for 3 force. And we'll re-roll all the dice. Right there, 3 force. So I'll use that to spend. I don't need to use any others. And then we have unlocked this Trove loot chest here. And we'll put our dice away. Add to the suspense. Here we go. What do we get? Drum roll. We got micro neural implant permanent. So it's going to stick around. And if you see there, it is micro, right? That art is hilarious. So it's just a little implant. On your turn, you may choose a target after rolling your dice. And it says flavor text here. The trick is you need to be able to see it to install it. Patches. That's funny. Okay, so that's permanent. We'll just leave this here. So it just sticks around, and I can do this anytime. On your turn, you may choose a target after rolling your dice. That's nuts. This is why Trove Loot's awesome. Awesome. Okay. Let's hope I remember that that's there and use it when I should. Okay. That is that. Let's choose. I'm not going to recover since I have my regen here each round. I'm at 6 out of 7 health now, but I'll just stay with that one down so I should hopefully get it. These all leave my slots here, but the lock stays there. What else we can do? Search for better loot. No, I like what I have, so I will just scout. Right here. A 3, so I can just do a 1-point baddie. See what we scouted. So we got a range guy, Mischief 1, a Goblin Rider, or no, melee, sorry, melee. Attacks the weakest. 1 attack die, 3 health, 4 initiative. This guy seems fine. I will keep him on the top. Doesn't seem too bad. Okay, then that is it for recovery. On to day 5. And the next encounter. Not a blue one. Nice. Okay. Let's just... Okay. Risky payoff. The Eban, or Eben, evil as they are. This is the bad guys I'm fighting against in this game. I'm Gearlox. They're Eben, or Eben. Evil as they are, still show a strange cross-species loyalty. Trolls won't hesitate to call for help from an orc, a kobold, or even a bog scum. A fight may look winnable, but it's often not worth the risk. Lucky for me, creatures of the Eben almost always have a price. I wonder if the menacing figure ambling toward me can simply be bribed with something shiny in exchange for a safe passage. Unfortunately, if he has friends hiding in those bushes, they might be waiting to take a whole lot more than a shiny object. So stand your ground and fight. So first option is combat. Second option is different, and it's non-combat. So training point and loot for the first one, training point for the other one. I get a training point if I'm successful in this card in general, and a progress point. So first one is stand your ground and fight. Baddie Q is baddie points, which right now is day 5, 1 Gearlock, 5 points. So I take a 5-point baddie to start, but then also at the end of rounds 3 to 5, roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, add a 1-point baddie at the bottom of the baddie queue. On a 4 to 6, no baddie joins. That's not too bad, and I get an extra loot out of it. Seems not too bad. So I have a 5-point baddie. If I can kill him before it goes too late, there's less chance of other baddies coming. I like that one actually, but it could get out of control quickly. Or maybe a peace offering is worth a shot. If you have a loot to offer, choose one and place it on the battle mat. Roll a d6. On 1 to 3, the loot is taken, but baddie is not satisfied. Make an encounter choice again. Weird. 4 to 6, loot is taken and baddie leaves. No battle today. Huh. That's hilarious. So I could put my loot here. On a 1 to 3, 50-50 shot, it gets stolen, and then I choose another encounter for today. And this would get discarded. Obviously, I don't win it. I don't think. Yeah, I assume this would just... Oh, make encounter choice again. So I have to choose. So then I could choose this again and keep trying. But I have to have a loot. And I don't... I mean, I could try it once and lose this loot, but I might have to fight the battle anyway. And I don't want to risk losing my loot. And I don't mind fighting the battle. I want to get a couple training points would be nice and some loot. This doesn't seem too bad. But we'll find out shortly if I'm wrong. Okay, so let's set this up. We'll do the first option. So battle queues, baddie points, a 5-point baddie. I do not know who it is. And then we have to remember at the end of rounds 3 to 5, we roll the d6. And on a 1 to 3, we add a 1-point baddie to the bottom of the baddie queue. And on a 4 to 6, no baddies join. Okay, so let's roll shield wall at the start here. 3 defense dice. We get 2 singles. So we'll go in the active slots. The bones is nothing. Then we are going to set up here. So 5 coming in at number 1 is a Troll Enforcer. 5 health, 2 initiative. Okay. 3 attack dice, 2 defense. Pretty beefy. Thick skin 1 means every time he takes damage, one of it's going to be kind of blocked from his thick skin. And he actually gets taunt if he rolls a backup plan bones which means he'll get a taunt die on him. So if there was 2 guys to attack, both like adjacent to me, I would have to choose the taunt guy because he's kind of like, you know, sticking out his tongue at me and forces me to fight him over someone else. And he is melee. So let's throw him down here, 5 health. So I got to get this guy off the board before we get to the end of round 3. Otherwise, we start rolling dice and possibly bringing more baddies into the battle. And will I survive? This guy gets defense dice rolled and has 3 attack, plus has thick skin. So he is going to be tough. Okay, let's roll my initiative here. And it's a 2, but 2 is all I need, and I can go above him, which is great. And then I will start, I guess, right upside him. Might as well, not waste any decks moving around. There's no traps this one to take true damage. Let's see what Vinyl Rabbit's saying. Good luck with your playthrough. I need to go. Thanks for the stream. Too Many Bones is my favorite game. Thanks, Vinyl Rabbit, for joining us and giving the feedback in the chat. I will be archiving this later on YouTube, so you can watch the rest of it there for sure. And I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot. Okay. Okay, let's go. So start of my turn. I do heal up 1. Up to my 7, thanks to my locked regeneration die here. Or my, as it's titled, my constant regen. Okay, then, let's see here. So I have 4 decks, 2 attack possibilities, and only 1 defense die because I have 2 locked. And I'll roll my skill die. So 2 attack, 1 defense. And let's try to get through his thick skin before he starts rolling defense die. And the micro neural implant's not going to matter until we have more than 1 baddie on the board, obviously. I can roll 2 additional attack die on my turn. That's really important when I need to try to take a guy out early. But I'll save that for later when I have one of these flying guys or something that I need to take off the board before they take off or before they hit me with 4 dice. All right. So I got a reusable bones, but I can choose not to use this, which I will do. I'm going to stick it back in my skill slot. I get another defense die, which I'm sure he'll pound through right now. But I do get 2 defense, or 2 attack, but 1 gets blocked by thick skin, so he loses 1, going down to 4 health. Not the biggest hit yet. That kind of sucks, but okay. Next is him. So he's going to roll 3 attack dice. 2 defense. So he rolls bones. He gets taunt. Not that it matters because we are playing solo here, so I don't see this really mattering. But I'll still put it on him. He gets 2 bones on the defense, so no defense dice get locked up on him. But the 2 attack does knock away 2 of my defense dice. And that is his turn. So on to round 2. I'll go first. No health to regenerate. I am going to roll, let's go 2 attack, a defense, and let's roll my skill die again. All right, so I got 2 attack through, so thick skin again, takes me down to 3 health left. This is trouble. 1 defense again, and I got a reusable bones. I'm actually going to put that in the backup plan because maybe I can get a shield bash off to finish him on the next round, which will be round 3 before we get to the end of the round when another baddie possibly could come in. So next is him. 3 attack, 2 defense. I think the taunt comes off. Taunt is... Adjacent opponent's units must attack this unit. Units with multiple targets will attack this unit multiple times. Place taunt effect die on this unit until the start of its next turn. Okay, so it just leaves right now. And then we have 3 attack. Blech. Okay, so it'll knock 2 of these away and hit me for 1. Okay. And then he gets taunted up again. Not that it matters, but we'll put this on him. It will matter once we get another baddie on the board, I guess. And that is that. Still getting no defense rolls, which is nice. Okay, so round 3, this is where it matters. So I will regenerate back up to 7 at the start of my turn. I am going to roll 3 defense, 1 attack, and hopefully get some shield bash action here. Or maybe, no, let's do 2 attack. He's got 3 health left. I'm gonna try to just slice and dice him the normal way. And of course, I get a bones though on the attack die, which is pretty good actually. So 1 attack, thick skin, it's gonna block that. But the 2 defense, not enough, but yeah, we're gonna get another baddie here. This kind of sucks. Do I keep the defense or do I pop them? Yeah, we're not gonna take them off the board. So let's just keep it the way it is. So we'll just try to block some of his hit, which he's gonna hit right here. 3 attack, 2 defense. And taunt goes away. Oh, wow. 4 attack, 1 defense. So 2 of these go away. It's good I kept those, I think. And 2 health. And then at the end of round 3, we're going to roll a d6. Oh, and he gets taunted up again. Not that it matters. Well, it will actually now. Maybe. Let's roll a d6 on a 1 to 3. Nope. On a 1 to 3, a 1-point baddie. Add a 1-point baddie at the bottom of the baddie queue. 4 to 6, no baddie joins. A 6, so no baddie. Sweet. So on to round 4. I'll regenerate a health. Back up to 6. Okay. And then I will roll. He's got 2 defense. I'm going to roll 2 attack. And 2 defense. All right, so more backup plan stuff, which is interesting. I'll hit him for 1 defense or thick skin. What is thick skin? Ignore the first damage. No, it counts as 1. This unit would take this turn. Yeah, so the first damage would be ignored, so I don't even get to the shield with this attack die. And 1 defense up here. This is sucky. Let me think. I will use my 4 backup plan. I get to heal 2, but I only can take 1 up to 7, so up to full health. And then I'm using my benevolence to then put a 2 defense die up in my active slot. So I burn those 4 backup plan dice. And then next is him. He'll lose the taunt. And then he will roll 1 defense dice, 3 attack. This guy's beefy. Oh my, 5 attack. Wow. So 3 of it will go away here. 2 will get through. And then I get another defense put on this guy. And there was no bones, so no taunt. All right, end of round. Let's roll the d6 again. 5. Okay, no baddie. Sweet. Let's go round 5. Is it the top here? Yep. So start of my turn, I'll regen a health. Oh, this should have gone back to here. Reusable bones. Okay, so next is, I should do this, no, maybe not. Should use that incense. Okay, let me use 2 attack, 2 defense. No, I'll use my skill die. 1 defense, 2 attack. I could roll 2 additional attack using this thing. No, I'll save it for now. Oh, so I got a reusable bone if I want to use it. 1 defense and 2 attack, which block 1 with thick skin, 1 defense die goes away. Yeah, I'll just put the bone in the slot here. Okay. Then he will go And roll 3 attack, 1 defense. Wow, 4 hits. So 1 gets blocked, 3 gets through, down to 3 health. This is not good. Should have rolled those extra attack dice. He'll taunt himself. No defense added though. And then end of round, a d6. 6, okay, no baddie, nice. Getting really lucky there. So on to round 6. So at the start of round, we each take a true damage, cannot be avoided. Start of my turn, I'll heal back up 1 with my regen, going to 3. So he's at 2 health, I'm at 3. Yeah, let's do it here. I'm going to spend my infused incense. This can't keep going on. So I will roll 2 additional attack dice. Does not cost dex. So 2 dice attack die. Let's roll. So I have 4 dex. So I will roll 2 more attack dice and 2 defense dice. Okay. Wow. Only 3 attack out of that. So let's deal with that attack first. So this is gone, I think. Oh no, that's still there. It doesn't matter. So thick skin is 1, defense is 2. He loses a health for 3. That's the attack. And then I get a bones and 2 double defense dice, which I will pop my shield bash backup plan to spend my defense dice to do 4 damage to this guy, which takes him out. And I win the encounter. I didn't want it to keep going. Eventually I was going to roll and some baddies are going to come in, and this guy's smashing me for 3 dice. And I'm taking true damage at the end of every round, which, I mean, the regen helps, but if he's chipping me down, eventually I'm in trouble. And I didn't want to have to resort to my gobby jerky yet. So that is that. I'm at 3 health. Go back home here. And back to round 1. Okay, let's clean up a little bit here. So this will go back to slot number 2. So reward phase. Let's see here. So 2 training points and a progress. Okay. So progress will get me up here. I need 1, 2, 3 more to be able to fight the Goblin King. We're only on day 5. So 2 training points. Let's go with, I'll take Sword Advance, which is die number 5. So it's got a bunch of more reusable bones, but it has another one of those 2 movement possible, and it has a +1 attack that I can get locked up in my lock slot like this, and a +1 to my attack every round. It has 2 sides that have that. So I'm going to take that. And the other point, let's bump up my dex to 5. Yes. That's what we'll do. Okay. And in the recovery, what else can we do here? No lockpicking attempts needed. I will just rest and recover. So I will heal up to 7, getting 4 more HP. Okay. So that's the end of that one. Day 6. So let's go with the next encounter. What goes around? How unusual. Up ahead, I can make out a group of raiders robbing a lone Molnor trader. Molnor always have amazing goods, usually belonging to others. The original owners of these goods are typically the ones who need rescuing. Seems the boot is on the other foot for a change. Helping a black market trader seems wrong, but I also despise raiders. I could let the dust settle before picking off any stragglers, maximizing my spoils. And yet, it would be nice to have the Molnor owing me for a change. Okay, so let them deal with the Molnor, then attack. Battle queue, baddie points. So this one I get 2 loot, it's a combat. The battle queue would be baddie points, and then you add a 5-point baddie at the top of the battle queue. So baddie points right now are 6 times 1. So I'd be doing a 5-point and a 1-point to start. Then it's saying add another 5-point to the top. So all 3 would be on the board, 2 5s and a 1. But then all baddies start with 2 fewer HP. So looking at my dead pile here of 5-point baddies, 5 HP, 6, and a 5. which means it'd be like a 3 or 4 point baddie most likely after they lose the 2 HP. It's not too bad. The offense on these guys is insane for the 5 points playing solo. Or I can defend him where I get a Trove Loot, which seems to be a Molnor thing. Baddie Q is baddie points, add a 5 point baddie at the top of the queue, same. But then place 4 HP on a Gearlock melee position on the battle mat. That's the Trader. Trader is a friendly, under your control, melee unit with 2 move and 2 attack, and takes its turn right after you. To succeed the encounter, the Trader must survive. If successful, remove special encounter Molnor traders from this adventure. No, I think I'm going to keep that in. I will take the first option, actually. And that will get me if I win this, it'll give me a training point, a loot, and then 2 more loot. That's insane. 4 loot would be, or 3 loot would be awesome. So that's what I'm going to do, is do the first option. So battle queue, like we said. So before the battle, I'm going to roll my shield wall. All right, 2, a 1, and a 1. Then the battle queue is, like we said, 6 points for today. So we're doing a 5 and a 1, which we know is this Goblin Rider Mischief guy. So he goes on the bottom. And then add a 5 point baddie to the top of the battle queue. So, whoops. I just saw that guy. Not that I know what he really does. But let's shuffle it up so I don't see my next baddie. Not that it matters. Like I said, I'd be flipping him over anyway. Okay, so 5 to the top. And then all baddies start with 2 fewer HP. So let's get this set up here. So 5 pointer is a, Stone Golem, Break Corrosive on the backup plan. So Break, like I said before with the other Clay Golem guy, he will exhaust my attack dice when I hit him. Corrosive, if he rolls a backup plan, Bones, he will burn through the rest of my defense after attacking. 3 attack dice, 2 defense, 7 health. And so even higher health than I anticipated, and he goes at 3 on the initiative. This is gross. So 7, but he's going to start with 2 less health, so I'll just put 5 under him. Still gross. And he's melee. Okay, next is another Griffin Howler, 5 health, but only going to be 3 to start. Not too bad. He has a dive, flight, and signal 1, so we could have another baddie here if I don't deal with this guy. He's melee, going in lane number 2. And he'll be going at 5, so early. And then next is the Mischief 1, which will be knocking away at active dice, but it only comes in at 1 health. And going in at 4. So above this guy here, where's the 4? Okay, and he's going melee in lane number 3. Okay, so now they all start with 2 fewer HP. That's done. I will start. Oh, let me roll my die first, see where I go. 3. Ugh. So 2 of them will get to go before me. Oh, on your turn you may choose a target after rolling your dice. Yeah, gotta remember that. So I will not get to stop the signal. This guy will attack, then fly away. But I could, this guy will go first. I can make a move here. So if I start here, I will get this guy moving, attacking me with 3 attack dice, and then flying, but he'll block this guy from being able to attack me yet, which is nice. And then I have this guy here, which will go attack me for only 1 and mischief a die away out of my active slot. I don't know. Let's go that route. Okay. So let's start with number 5. Purple guy, he's going to move 2. Attack with 3 die. So we got 2 through, which will, I'll just take away this one. And then he will fly and then signal a 1 point baddie into the baddie queue. So soon I'm going to have 4 baddies on the mat possibly, if I don't take one out right now. Okay, number 4, the Mischief guy. He'll knock away 1 dice out of my active slot. Rolls a bones, so he misses. Okay, that's great. I will go. I don't need to regenerate any health. Start of my turn. but I can't target this guy, so I kind of have to target this guy. I'm not going to waste movement, try to get around the board here. I'll roll my skill dice for sure. So I have 5 decks. Let's roll 2 defense and just 1 attack. So these are my 5 dice, my 2 skills, 2 defense, 1 attack on this mischief guy here. Oh, but if I do kill him, then this guy will move in. And that is no good. Okay, let's change the plan. We're going to roll all of my defense dice and just play defensively here for now until I can build up some better attacks. I got this guy attacking me for 3 next turn. I don't need this guy also attacking me for 3 this turn. So it's a little weird not knocking a guy. But the problem is I can't move after attacking yet unless I roll the dice that let me do so. And it's risky to plan that way. But I guess I can always choose. No. Yeah. If I get the feat, that's great. But I'd rather have defense or attack. But maybe not. Let's do it. We'll try to go for the feat. I can always not apply my attack. Okay, so I got the defense, which is great. I didn't get the feat. I can back. Yeah, I'll put a bones there in the backup plane, reusable bones. This bones will go there. I get 1 defense up here. So now I have a defense that carries over until I get knocked out for the rest of the adventure, which is nice. And then 1 attack. Corrosive guy coming at me with 3 dice. He only gets a corrosive if he rolls a bones, but he's rolling 5 dice to start. No, I think I'm going to keep the attack not spent. I won't use it. Okay, so then this guy will go. He will actually move this way, trying to get around to this side on me, which makes him farther away, which is good for now. Okay, end of the round. We're going to bring in a Troll Youngin. 4 health, 3 initiative, but initiative doesn't matter. He'll just come in the bottom of the queue. And then 1 attack, 1 defense. And if he rolls a bones, he's careless, so he'll hit himself for 1, which is nice. And he's melee. So he's going to come in melee lane 4. All baddies start with 2 fewer HP. So he is coming in at 2 health only. Which is not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so now on to round 2. Starting with the flight guy here. He doesn't need to do his dive because he's right beside me. But he'll still attack for 3 dice. He's already done his signal. So we don't need to do that. So I got a 3 hits here. So 1 defense block, another defense block. 1 will get through. Okay. And that is that guy. Oh, loses the flight die. And no signal, like I said. Yellow guy is this little mischief guy. No active dice to knock away. He's only going to roll 1. And it hits me for... doesn't hit me for any, actually. I block with my automatic defense of 1, which is awesome. The next I will regen 1 health at the start of the round, or my turn, with this locked die here. And then this guy is down here. I want to kill him so bad, but then that opens up this guy coming in next to hit me. But is that bad? I get 1 guy off the board possibly with 3 attack dice. This guy wouldn't be able to get around to me yet. So I could go after this guy and make an opening for myself. But yeah, let's try to get the 3 attack guy off the board while we can. Okay, so 2 attack, 5 decks, so I could roll 3 defense dice because I haven't unlocked my 2 attack. Let's do that. On the Griffin Howler, who has only 3 health right now. And I get the 3 attack needed to take him out. So he is gone. And he goes to the 5-point defeated baddie pile. And then let's go to, these are spent. 3 defense 1s. That's just going to go here, I guess. Okay, got him off the board, which is nice. Sort of. Okay, and then next is this corrosive guy here, Stone Golem. He's going to move up 1. He's going to roll 3 attack dice, 2 defense. Obviously attacking me. So 4 attack. Blech. He did get the bones, so he'll burn away the rest of my armor and my shield. But since he got 4 attack, it's all getting blocked anyway by these 3 ones and this one here. So I have none for the corrosive to hit anyway. And there's the 4 attack done, and then he gets a defense dice in his active slot. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Next is this guy who is going to go this way. Try to eventually move to this spot to attack. All right, so round 3. Okay, we'll go with Mischief Guy, just rolling 1. Not too bad. 1 attack, which gets blocked by my automatic defense. I will go. I don't need to heal. Nope. So on my turn, let's go again. 3 defense, 2 attack, my 5 dex. I don't want to hit the break guy yet. Oh, but I could get a backup plan going. I have 2 bones there. I would like to spend them to get this skill die back. So I could just bash this guy with a bunch of shields. But I could also change my target after rolling. All right, so bones, great. And here we go. We got a bunch of defense. I don't think I'm going to use that attack on him. I don't want to exhaust an attack die. Or is it only ones that give him damage? Let's find out. Break. Any attack dice used to reduce this unit's HP must be exhausted. Well, I won't use it to reduce his HP. I'll use it to hit him to just get his defense guy gone. Okay, so that is used. Not exhausted. And then let's backup plan this guy. So I spend just 2. And then I will hit him. I have to use all of these dice for 5 damage, which is enough to kill him. Okay, so he is gone. So I baited him there. It worked out good. I don't need him corrosive burning through all that defense anyway. So he is gone to the 5-point defeated baddie pile. Then, that is me. Great turn. This will be exhausted. And this bones is reusable. So it will go back here. So next is this careless guy. He's going to move up here. This troll youngin. He will just roll 1 attack, 1 defense. Hopefully he rolls the bones and hits himself. Or 2 bones would... no, it only hit him for 1. Yeah. There it is. So he does the careless thing on himself. Hits him for 1. He does attack me for 1. It goes through because I don't have that reusable defense anymore. I think that was a fair use of it. Okay. And that is that. Round 4. Okay. Mischief guy going here. Nothing in the active slot to knock away. Hits me for 1. Going down to 5 health. Okay. Now I will go regenerating 1. And then I will roll this. Trying to get my attack +1 in there would be awesome. I will roll 2 attack. Let's go 2 defense. So I'm going to go after this mischief guy here. I'm hoping this careless guy will just hurt himself and die. All right, so I got the extra movement. I'm actually going to put that up there. So +2 movement. I then take 2 defense, and the attack gets through. It does kill him, which is great. And takes his die out of there. And he goes to the 1-point baddie queue. And then that is me. Next is the careless guy. 1 attack, 1 defense. And he gets the bones. Doesn't even hit me. And it just pops him out. And then that will go away. 1-point queue. So his dice, I think I get to do it in any order. So his defense, yeah, let's see if it says Baddie turn, move, skills, roll dice, resolve, gearlocks, react. And resolve the roll usually means you resolve it in however you want. But let me just check the baddie turn and make sure that still applies to them. I'm looking for it here. In battle, gearlock's turn, baddie turn. Roll dice. Roll all of the baddies. Let's see here. Let me get it up on the screen for you guys. So we roll all the baddies in active defense dice and also roll as attack dice, only if targets within range. If baddie can attack multiple units, they'll attack in range. Rolls attack dice for each. Resolve the roll. Place roll defense on baddie. There is an order. Place roll defense on baddie. So we got to rewind here. So he had 1 health left. And he was in the 4th lane and going after me. Okay, so we do the defense die first. Then the bone says careless, which will hit him for 1 HP and just knock his shield down to 1. So it's not over, which is fine. Okay, so that was his go. And then on to round 5. Okay, start of my turn. I will regenerate 1 up to 7. I will then roll 2 attack, 1 defense. Let's actually roll all my defense. I'll take the ones in my active slots. All right, so we got bones, attack. So 2 attack is enough to knock his health away and get him. So that does not matter, and that does not matter. So there, he is defeated. And that is gone. So it's kind of good he lived so that I could regenerate and get back to full health, actually. So that was not bad. Okay, he is gone. I am back. Battle is won. All right, back to my mat. Okay. So reward phase. So I get 3 loot total. So let's see what we get. Wow. So 1 is a Tawaran gem, single use. Merchants will offer you Trove loot chest in exchange for this gem. Replace this card with a Trove loot card during your recovery phase. So that'll just go there for now. Next loot, Fortunate Discovery, which I will... do I hold it in case I lose my Gobby Jerky? Or do I go for my Orcish Ale? Which the Orcish Ale, my other consumable die, see back for details. So Orcish Ale, use Orcish Ale as a last resort to buy Picket an extra round or 2. Even true damage or fatigue will not affect him during this time. Once Orcish Ale is exhausted, after rounds are used, he does not get his previous HP back and is left at 1 HP. You know what? Orcish Ale, you can use it instantly, put in your active slot, and it's a counter. Set your HP to 1 for the number of rounds you get on rolling it. It can be a 1 or a 2. 50-50 shot. Picket may not gain or lose HP while Ale is active. So I guess if like I'm about to die, it buys me an extra round. Could be that final blow. Could also be a way I can run away and then start rolling defense dice, maybe healing back up. I have Gobby Jerky to use after it, actually. Yeah, let's take it. I may not need to use it, but I'll take it. And let's get some Orcish Ale. So put that there. I'll roll it whenever I feel the need to. Or, yeah. Orcish Ale, use as the last resort to get an extra round. Yeah, so I guess I'd roll it. Yeah, and get the counter. Okay, I'll just put it there for now and roll it if things are getting hectic. So that is gone. And my next one is a sparring weapon permanent. Ignore one bone during any of your training attempts, and it's heavy. So it takes up 3 slots. I'm just going to toss it away. I don't need to get rid of one of these. And I will now I go up a progress. And I think that is it for that card for the reward phase. So now in the recovery phase, I will toss this away and get another trove loot. Let's throw that down here. So it's a 5-3-1 on lever, trip, and force. It's a little harder to get into the first one. Okay, so this card is done. Oh, a training point. Sorry, I get a training point also, which I will use. Let's go with the... I will bump my... let's bump my defense. Either defense or attack. I think I'm going to go with defensive dice. So let's roll 3 and see if I can pass this training attempt. So I can re-roll the bones once on a defense. Nope. So I failed on the defense. Let's try attack. So rolling 2 dice. And I passed. So I go up to 3 attack dice. Great. Okay, so that was the reward phase. On the recovery phase, let's go and try on my trove loot. Lockpicking attempt. So looking for 5 lever. Didn't get it. So I will re-roll on my first attempt this day. Let's see here. So I got 4 lever. That's not enough. And my intuition die has just changed the type. So I failed. I didn't even get in the first lock. All right, we'll try again another day. Okay, so then I don't need to heal. I don't need to trade loot. Lockpicking attempt already done. I'm not going to search for better loot. I will just scout. And it's a 6. So I'm going to check the 5-point baddies. And it is a Goblin Sapper, Mischief 2, Signal 1, hits for 3, and then 5 health, going for... he's melee. It's not the worst. Signal 1, though, brings a 1-point baddie in. You know what? I'm going to leave him on top. Mischief 2 is annoying because I'll knock 2 dice out of my active slots, but as you see, sometimes I don't even have them there. But hopefully I can kill him but he hits with 3. That's tough. I'll leave him. I'll leave him and see. Okay. So that is that. On to day 7. Okay. I still need 2 more progress. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So did I forget to move a progress? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should be at 7. 1 on that one I just got. 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I wasn't spotted. No, I took this option. Yes. Normally I take the top one. That's why I thought it was 2. So yeah, sorry. I still need 2 more. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yes, we are on day 7. Okay, we haven't failed one yet, which is good. And we have till day 12 to fight this guy. We need to be at 8 progress points to take on the Goblin King. Okay, so new day, new encounter. Let's grab the next one. Molnor Traders. Here we go. Got the special encounter number 6 from the core set. The Molnor are a sticky bunch, always showing up at the most opportune time. For them, despite requiring payment in full and upfront when selling their services, they also show up at random demand extra coin or loot for no good reason at all. Unfortunately, they have leverage knowing the importance of keeping this adventure secret from the Ebon. These silly games are tiring. Again, they approach, demanding participation in contests clearly stacked in their favor. So, choice. First one, as loot with a question mark. Another challenge. This will waste valuable time. Each Gearlock must compete in their own dangerous darts challenge. If I win, the Gearlock may draw 2 loot. If I lose, the Gearlock must discard 1 loot. Oh. Shuffle this encounter back into your encounter deck. So second choice, I get a progress, 2 training points, and a loot. No more games. This stops now. So baddie points, and then it says each Gearlock takes damage equal to your party size at the start of battle. So 1 health gone, not a big deal. If battle is unsuccessful, shuffle this encounter back in your deck. So I'm going to just fight these Molnar. I'm not going to play the Dangerous Darts minigame, which is awesome, but we won't do it here. I think I'm just going to go for some more progress or training points. I'm greedy for those things. I love them. Okay, so let's do this. Battle. Before the battle, let's roll Shield Wall, which is still 3 defense dice. All right, they're all singles. So not a bad start when I'm starting with less health. Great. Okay. So baddie points. It stays 7 times 1. So that is a 5 point, which we know about. And then 2 1-point baddies underneath that we don't know about. And then each Gearlock takes damage equal to your party size at the start of battle, which is 1. So I'll lose a health. Takes damage. No, I will not lose a health. I am actually going to just lose shield. Because before battle is when I roll this stuff. Start of battle is when that happens. So that's how that will work. Okay, so let's go with lane 1. We have our Goblin Sapper. And he is going to come in at 5 health. Juicy, juicy. He is melee. And he is going to go at 4 on the initiative. Then I will bring in number 2. Is just a little direwolf pup. Aww. Melee, 3 health, 3 initiative, only 1 attack die. But he has lashback 1. So he will hit you back for 1 damage every time you hit him. If a successful hit goes through. But you can always choose not to hit him if you don't make the killing blow. Of course, if you make the killing blow, he will not do lashback to you on that turn. And 3 initiative going down here. And the third guy, oh, another direwolf pup. So cute, aw. And he'll go here. He's going to take 3 health also, go in lane number 3. So 3 melee guys, pretty good. And then he will go after the other direwolf pup since he came in later. But same initiative. And now we'll find my initiative. And we get a 2. So I go last. That's so bad. Ah. Okay. So let's go here. Get our dice ready. So starting with number 4. Oh, I didn't go on the board yet. That would be important. So what do I want to do? This guy will attack and just knock away my dice before hitting me with 3. I think that's going to happen no matter where I go. Don't want to get surrounded by the 2 wolves coming on the side. And he'll come to me. I'll just start over here, actually. So this guy will go first. Move 2. Mischief 2. Knocks away 2 dice of my choosing. Then he attacks for 3. Hits me for 3. Ugh. Going down to 4 health. Okay. Then little pup goes. You move up 1. Attack for 1. And hits me for 1. Lose another health down to 3. And this pup will go. He's going to try to move down to here. So he will go, let's say this way. And then I will go, regenerating a health at the start of my turn. I can move 2 with this movement. I can do it after I attack also. No dex needed. 1, 2. And I want to kill this guy so... Oh, signal 1 happens. He adds a guy to the queue. Who will come in. Ugh, that's not good. Okay, let's get this guy taken out. That's the plan. Let's go... Yeah. 3 attack. Oh, forgot about this die here. Let's roll this one actually. 3 attack. Let's do. Should I do more defense though? I mean, he has that stupid. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Could get taken out here. Let's actually roll the Gobby Jerky. You know what? See, defense dice don't really matter against him. He'll remove 2 of them. 1, 2 movement, 2 decks. I can get over here and not take a hit from him right now. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll do the 2 movement from this. Actually, yeah. I need to get away from his hits, I think, for now. So 1, 2. I'll do that. Then 2. No, this might be a big waste. No. This is tough. This is very tough because I'm just worried about his 3 dice coming in. He takes away my defense, so I can't do the usual just load up on the defense. I should have got rid of this guy. He's more dangerous than I thought. So I can roll 5 dice. Can look for my reusable defense, which would be great. And just go heavy on the attack. Maybe get him. I can change my target after too and bust this guy up. But then I don't have enough move to get away from this guy anyway. Let's just stand our ground, I guess. All right, there's my reasonable defense. Perfect. I will heal up 2 with the Gobby Jerky. Use it up. Okay. Then I will attack for 3 on him. Or do I just use it on the pup? Kill a pup. No, I will use it on this guy. Try to take out the big dude. Down to 2 health. Okay. End of the round. Brings in a Poison 2 Bog Frog. And number 4. Since that is taken up, he'll then move to number 1. Is where he'll start with 4 health. He just has Poison 2. No attack dice. He's just literally going to put a Poison 2 die on me. And he's melee, and he comes in at the bottom of the initiative queue. So on to round 2. So starting with this guy, I have nothing in my active slot. Haha, showed him. But he still will roll 3 attack dice on me. 3, but 1 gets blocked automatically from my defensive die here. So I only take 2. So there's my Gobby Jerky coming into play there. And then that is him. Signal already happened. Then we go, this pup is going to attack for 1. 2, wow. Okay, so that will get 1 through, but 1 gets blocked by my defense. This pup is going to come this way. Doesn't get to me. I will go heal 1 at the start of my turn. And now I need to take this guy out. But then I'm going to get poison 2. So maybe... Oh, but I can move back here with my feet after. So let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to go after this guy. We're going to roll as many defense as we can. Then we're going to roll a couple attacks. So he's got 2 health. So, I mean, I could miss on him here. But then I get some bones. And I get some defense, hopefully. So let's go that route. So attacking the Goblin Sapper, but I could change my target after if needed. Of course, I did not get enough attack. But I got a ton of defense, which doesn't really work against him. Oh well, that was bad. Okay, so 1 off of him, brings him down to 1 health left. Throw a bunch of defense up here. But I don't have enough bones to shield bash him. That's what I want to do. So next, the Bog Frog. He cannot get into any space, so he's not even going to move. There's no adjacent space to me that he can reach. There's no path, so he just stays there all lazy. And next is round 3. So this mischief guy is going to go. I'll choose these 2 dice, or the dice he takes away with mischief. He rolls 3 on me. 2 bones, which is perfect. And 1 attack actually gets blocked by my automatic defense. So nothing gets through. Perfect. That's great. So keeping around wasn't the worst thing. Then I'll go 3 is this pup. He'll roll 1. Which will block automatic defense. Yellow guy, move up here. And then he will... He's going to roll 1 on me. I'm just sorry, thinking about movement here on my turn. I should have moved down so I blocked this guy from moving in. But that's okay. Oh, he rolls a bone, so he doesn't even hit me. Then I will go regen 1 health at the start of my turn, going up to 5. Okay. Now, I will attack this direwolf pup, is my plan here. 3 attack dice, 2 defense dice. Going after this one. And we get a bones. We do get the 3 attack needed to take him out, so that happens. And he goes there, take out his die. He goes to the defeated 1-point baddie pile. And then that's spent. And then 1 defense. So yeah, so I kept this guy alive. The reason why I don't want this bog frog coming up on me and poisoning me yet. I want to be able to go at him and maybe kill him first before he goes, or at least be late enough in the round that the poison might not matter too much, or late enough in the battle, I mean. So he is now going to go, and he will try to move because he now has a path to get down to here. And then on to round 4. So we get this mischief guy going again. He will knock my defense dice away, which sucks. And then he'll attack for 3. Oh, I forgot to move. Yeah, but I'm dumb. Anyways, he'll attack 3. So 1 gets blocked from defense. 2 goes through. Down to 3 health. Okay, that's him. Purple is going to go roll 1 attack die. Gets blocked by my automatic defense, just a 1. I will go regenerate 1 health. Up to 4. Now, it's time to kill this guy. Yeah, it's time to kill him. All right, so let's roll 3 attack dice. No, let's roll... Yeah, might as well. 3 attack dice. Oh no, I can roll 3 defense and 2 attack. Let's do that on this guy. He's 1 health to die. Unless... Yeah, let's do that. All right, so 2 bones. 1 defense. I get enough to kill him, so that will happen. Take his die out. One less enemy going before me. Put him in the 5 defeated baddie queue, or baddie pile. And that was me. Nothing else to do there. Now this guy will go. So he is going to move 2, and then he'll do his poison 2 on me. Unfortunately, he got me. So start of my next turn, I'll take 2 damage, and then it'll tick down to 1. Couldn't avoid it. Maybe. Yeah, even if I moved, he still would have been able to reach me. Okay, so let's go. Lashback pup, hitting for 1. Gets blocked by my automatic defense, just a 1 hit. So start of my turn, I'll lose 1 health. This will tick down because I regen a health also. So it kind of like cancels out one of the poison. So I'm down to 3 with a poison 1 still on me. Then we got to get Frogman off the board. So we'll roll 3 attack, 2 defense. I got 1 locked up. And we'll go for the Bog Frog. And worst case, if we get another bones, we can do Shield Shock where we bash him for damage. And I got 2 right now at least. Actually 3. And he only has 4. And then I can stun him if it doesn't kill him so that he doesn't go next round and turn my poison into poison 2. All right, so we got 3 attack. 3 attack, let's do it. 3 attack. Or I change my target. Yeah, I can't get away from the frog though. I could change my target to the pup. But I'm not worried about the pup. So yeah, let's do this. We will 3 on the frog. Okay. Then we will put these 2 in the active slot. Then I will spend 4 of my dice to do benevolence to heal 2. And I'll put a 2 defense dice in my active slot, which I'll change this 1 to a 2. So I'll discard 1 out, put 1 in. And then that is that. So Frogman is still around, which is annoying. He'll change my poison back to a 2. And then we'll start fatigue rounds. And this is why I did this, so that at the start of the fatigue round, we all lose a true damage will hit us to make us lose an HP. So the bog frog will auto die. I lose 1. Lashback pup loses 1 down to 2. Frog's gone. Okay, so now it's lashback pup going on his turn, rolling 1 on me. Hits for 1, but 1 auto defense block. Start of my turn. This ticks down. I take 2 damage, but then I regen 1. So I'm at 3 health. Okay, and then... yeah, it's just lashback pup, 3 attack. All my defense are locked. Maybe I'll just roll all my defense into attack. Maybe I can get some 4 bones to do benevolence to heal up 2 more. Maybe I don't have to heal in the recovery phase, but right now I do. I only got 1 bone out of that. 3 defense. And the 2 attack needed to kill this guy before lashbacking. So the pup is gone to the battle. Defeated baddie pile. I'm done there. This is gone. I have 3 health only. Let's reset this to round 1. And let's go to the recovery phase, or reward phase. So I did the battle, so I'm going to get 1 progress. So 1 more needed. 2 training points. Well, these are gone. 2 training points. Let's go with... I will take... let's go with... I'm going to try for defense. No. You know what I'll take? A riposte die. So how riposte works, I like these ones. It goes up in the active slot. So I want die number 13 to start actually. And I can take 13 because they're all stars, so I can pick whichever one. This is from his warden profession. So how these work is riposte. When targeted by an adjacent baddie, you may avoid all damage and effects that turn. So I can put this in my active slot after rolling it if I get this side. I then use it to avoid all effects, so poisons, all that kind of stuff, and the damage. And if I have a second one to spend on an active slot, I can also deal 3 damage back to him. So it's like a dodge and attack, riposte. Then they also, some of these dice out of this warden have a rush, so you can put in the active slot or use immediately. Anytime during your turn, you move yourself 3 positions. And you can also use a second one to deal 3 damage to an adjacent baddie after the rush. Then there's also switch, where I can switch with on my turn, swap positions with an adjacent unit. And if it's a gear lock and I have a second switch, I can heal them for each 3 HP. Or if it's a baddie, I can switch and deal them 3 HP after the switch if I have 2 of those. But I like the riposte if I can get them lined up just to avoid stupid poisons and big attacks where they roll 3 attack dice and get 2s on all of them for 6, and it could take me out. I like having that as like a little safety net. It sucks with mischief running around in these baddies so that they could knock it away, but And it also takes up a slot where I put defense dice. But what's the other option? It's lockdown. And this one just gets me taunt. It doesn't really help me. I like the reusable bones on it though, but it's not really as fun with only one gear lock. So I will take that riposte die, and I will take, let's take Rush, which has some riposte on it, which is number 10, but has a bunch of the Rush. So I could move 3 spaces without using Dex, but it has 2 riposte chance on it and a switch if I need to swap points. If I'm trapped in a corner, I can swap points with a baddie and then maybe move out and get away from them, especially with this 2 movement locked in. So let's take Rush there. Number 10. But I mean, I could roll these and not get what I'm trying to get, but all right. And then a loot. Raider armor, permanent. Ones rolled on your defense dice may be upgraded to 2 defense. Bones rolled on your defense dice may be converted to 1 defense, and it's heavy. You know what? I'm going to take this, and I only have 4 slots. I'm actually going to discard this trophy. We're getting late in the game here. I don't want to play the lock-picking attempt game and maybe never get that. I'd rather take this that works with defense dice, which is my jam. And that might help me a lot. Make sure they're higher, which goes great with Shield Bash and Shield Shocks. That seems good. And that is that one. All right. So on to the recovery phase. I will heal up to 7, my full health. I don't have a lockpicking attempt. I don't want to look for new items or new loot. So I rest and recovered. That's it. So let's go on to day 8 and find the next encounter. Not so ordinary water. At last, a stream of liquid trickles from a crack in the ravine wall. I've been running for what feels like hours with a nasty gash in my side, and the water instantly renews my strength. That was no ordinary merchant camp back there, and I paid for my stupidity before I could flee. This spring is also not so ordinary. A strange yet welcome sensation is present as water runs through my system. Instinct tells me to wash my wound directly, and instantly the bleeding stops. Maybe I should set up camp and allow this water to do its work. But who else knows about this spring? Have I distanced myself enough from the swindling merchants? So, I can stay here for the day, option 1, which is a battle. Baddie points is the battle queue. Add a 5-point baddie to the top. I get a training point, a loot, and then I also place 5 HP on my prep area to use as HP buff for the battle. So I guess that's what I get for drinking the water, which is a training point and loot, which is great, but I don't really have any slots left for loot. But I could choose, based on the loot I get, to toss away maybe this. Or bottle some water and keep moving. You may keep this card as loot in your loot area, which I don't have a loot slot right now. Place 2 HP on it to be used as a heal in or outside of battle. 2 heal though, that's not too cool. I'd rather try for the 5 HP. If I win, I get 2 training points, a loot that I can look at, and a progress. Or I just do no battle. And I may keep I don't need to keep this card, but I still get a training point and a progress point out of this. You know what? I am just going to choose the second one and bottle some water and keep moving. I will not keep... You know what? I will get rid of this Trove Loot card. I know this is crazy. I'll get rid of that. I'll keep this, put 2 HP on it, and that's the encounter. So I get a training point out of it. I'm actually going to... Let's just bump up my health to 8, actually. So I'll take a health point for that. Okay, so I just get the 1 training point and then a progress, which puts me up to enough. I can now fight the Goblin King if I want. So we are good there. Recovery phase. I don't need to heal. So I could scout. I don't need to lockpick attempt. I don't need to toss away looking for better loot. I like what I have. So let's scout with a D6 here. So 5. So I will look at the 5-point baddie queue here and scout the top one, which is another Troll Enforcer, 5 health, goes 2 late in the turn, rolls 3 attack, 2 defense, has taunt, and thick skin 1. This guy took forever to get through before. but I do have more attack this time. But he rolls 3 attack dice and rolls defense dice. He goes late, so I usually get a good attack in on him first. But you know what? I'm going to put him at the bottom. I know it's probably the wrong choice because he's not the worst, but we'll see. Okay. All right, so that is all I can do. I scouted, no lockpicking attempt, no trading loot with my party. So on to day 9. Okay, so I have 12 days I can fight this guy. I could try the Goblin King right now. Let me check here. So this is the one where he starts throwing around bombs. He can hurt guys adjacent. I just have to deal with him on a throne, which I think I'm okay to do, actually. I haven't seen any of his tyrant encounters, which sometimes could be pretty bad, or they can actually, if I beat them, help me in the boss fight. But you know what? I'm just going to go for the boss fight and take a try at it. Worst case, I have a few days to spare, so if I lose, I can maybe go do another encounter, or if it's really close, just try this one again. So we're going to go with the Game of Throne. So before the battle, I will roll my shield wall, which is 3 defense. And I get 2 1s in my active slots. Okay. So set up a throne on lane 1 ranged position using a lane 1 marker and 3 HP. So this is the throne back here. Okay. Place the Goblin King and his HP on top of the throne. So Goblin King is coming in. Let's bring his die in here. So as we looked at him before, he's 9 health, 5 initiative. So he is going to go, where's the 5? Okay, he's 9 health. So we got there 7, 8, 9. Let's double check. I've messed this up before. 5 and 4. Yep, 9 health. And he's going to be sitting on this throne that has 3 HP. Look at this guy. It's almost coming into your living room here, jumping out of the screen because he's so tall. Just kidding. All right. So baddie Q is baddie points, but we ignore this if party of 1, so don't do that. The throne will only take damage from adjacent opposing units and must be destroyed before the Goblin King can lose HP. The Goblin King's defense does not apply to the throne. The Goblin King cannot damage himself. So Tyrant skills, he's got Kaboom. So if he rolls his backup plan here, he will do Kaboom. So he has the bone symbol under it. Then he blasts all gear locks to positions farthest from the Goblin King. So I guess he sits there on his throne, you get close to him. If he rolls Kaboom and knocks you back, it'll knock me back to this point here in the bottom right corner. So then I have to work my way all the way back up to this guy while he's doing range attacks from where he is, not moving. And then he has Boom, which any damage dealt by the Goblin King is also done to units adjacent to his target. So if he hits me and I have baddies beside me, they'll get hit for half damage rounded down. And then on his Tyrant die, we have Call for Help. He'll add a baddie to the bottom of the battle queue, and it'll be a 1 point because I'm only a party of 1. And then a Careless Bomb that he could roll on 2 of the sides out of 6, which deals 3 damage to the strongest baddie and all adjacent units. So he could destroy the baddies that come in, which is kind of cool. So he's just very careless, this guy. So let's play the Game of Throne. Not to be confused with the Game of Thrones. All right, so let's put his baddie die up here. Okay. And let's take a sip of my cold coffee here. All right. Okay. So no baddie queue, right? We ignore it. I'll roll my initiative die. 3. So I go after him. Okay. And I forgot to put... Oh, I put the wrong one out here. 5 on this one. Bah, can't find the 5. All right. So right now it's just him. So I will start right here. Cool thing, I have my feet, 2 feet, so I can move up to him without using Dex, which is awesome. But he is going to go first. Okay. So he is going to roll 2 attack dice, 3 defense dice, which is gross. He's ranged. So obviously only attacking me. He can attack the 2 weakest, but that only matters in a non-solo game. Oh, hold on. I forgot about this. Raider armor. I forgot. Ones rolled by your defense dice may be upgraded to twos. It doesn't say on the shield wall ability this doesn't work. And then bones rolled would be ones. So that bone I rolled should be a one. So that's what I should have for my armor / shields to start. Okay, so here we go. 2 attack dice, 3 defense, and his baddie dies. This guy's rolling 6 dice. Here we go. And then I have my heal here that can use to heal in or outside of battle. So you remember that. But I'm full right now. It's all good. All right, here we go. Okay, so first he will do his attacks of 3. That will knock 1 here. And I'll just take away one of these 2s. So my auto defense blocks the 1. So that's done. Then Bones will do the kaboom thing. So he knocks me all the way over here. And then he has 2 defense in his active slot. And then he will do his call for help. Add a 1-point baddie to the bottom of the battle queue. Okay. Now that is him. So I will go. I don't need to heal, right? I'm at my 8. Yes, I'm at my 8. Okay, so So let's do the 2 movement off my feet here. So 1, 2. No dex used yet. And let's do 3, 4. So that's 2 dex used, so I have 3 dex left. Let's go with yeah, I'll roll these skill dice. And I'll use... Actually, no. Let's not roll those yet. Let's go and roll... let's try to take out this throne. So roll 3 attack. Yeah, let's just roll 3 attack on him. And his defense dice don't matter. I'm attacking the throne first. Because it'll take damage from adjacent units and must be destroyed before the Goblin King can lose HP. And his defense does not apply to the throne. So there's the 3. Throne is dead. And we'll just give him the lane 1 here. Okay, so beautiful. So throne is gone. And that is my turn. Yep, okay. So end of the round. This baddie will come in. It is a clay golem. 5 damage, going at 2. Bottom of the queue anyway. Comes in at 5 health. So hopefully he bombs him. That would be funny. And this guy is going to start at lane 2 melee right beside me. So he doesn't even need to move. Okay, so on to round 2. Boss man's going to go. He will roll 2 attack, but only 2 defense because he has 1 locked in his active slot. And he's going to hit me, obviously isn't a target. Okay, so attacks first. He got 3. So 1 blocked here. And let's get rid of this 2 here. Okay, so that's done. He will get another defense locked up here. So he's at 3 defense. The Bones does the kaboom thing. Boom! Okay, so it blows me to the other side of the map. And then he calls for help. So let's add another 1-point baddie to the queue. Not good. Okay, so then to me, I don't need to heal up. Okay, let's go 2 move with the die. No dex moved. And let's go 2 more. So I only have 3 left. We're going to roll our skill dice. And roll 1. Let's roll a defense. Let's not even... Maybe, you know what? Let's just move to here. So let's not get rid of our dex. And let's just roll 3 defense. Nope, 2 defense. I'll roll an attack, but it's hopefully just get the bones. I'm not going to attack this guy. I gotta remember this armor on my rolls. Okay, so I did get the rush, which I'll keep there. The switch, I will not use. I'll just put that back in the riposte slot there. 2 bones, which is good. That's what I want. And the 1 attack, I will not use because I don't want to exhaust my attack die fighting a break guy here. So that will just get burned. Okay. And that is that. On to the clay golem, which is going to roll 1 against me. 1 gets blocked by my automatic defense there. Okay, so he's done. End of the round brings in a bog pole ranged, coming in at 3 lane, 3 health. And he just poisoned 1. No other attack. Comes in the bottom of the queue. So round 3. Boss man, not rolling any, 1 defense die, 2 attack. Because he has 2 locked. So he will roll 2 attack die. 1 gets blocked. Did I forget this before? I think I forgot the any damage dealt. I don't think he's dealt damage to me though, but, well, I guess I still should be doing it to this guy. I totally missed that. Anyways, let's do it now. I forgot about the boom. So 2 attack. Right? Yes. So 1 gets blocked. This one gets blocked. But then he does 1 damage to the clay golem. Oh, I forgot his die. Oh, nice. So he'll do the boom thing. Or the careless bomb. Okay, so that was the attack on me. Those are gone. Then he'll put another defense on. This is gross. And then the careless bomb, which does 3 damage to the strongest baddie, which is this guy because he has 4 health versus this guy with 3 health. So 3 damage. Okay, brings him down to 1 health left. And all adjacent units. So I take 3, but 1 will get blocked by my armor. And 2 will go through. It's down to 5 health. Okay, I will start my turn. I will regen 1. And then I will take this 2 HP off this item here to go up to my full 8 before I forget to use it later. And that is gone. So that was just an encounter card. We'll just get rid of that under here. Okay. Gotta remember that. Okay. Then that. So I healed up. Now rolls here. So I'll do the 2 movement. Okay. Off this. So I don't need to use dex. So I have 5 full dex. Let's go with this. Yeah, I could use a riposte because then I could ignore his stupid blast thing that knocks me across the map. So I'm going to roll 1 of those. Let's roll 3 attack. And let's roll 1 defense. Okay, so I got 2 on the defense, so I don't need to do my whole raider armor on that. I have another rush, which I will keep actually, because I can use that to move 3 back when he blows me away and then possibly hit him for 3, or another baddie for 3 if I use them together. So that's not a bad combo there. I get a bones, which is fine. And then I have 2 attack. So I will just take away this one. So he still has 2 locked strategically, so I don't take away the 2 ones. And then he's rolling more defense dice anyway, trying to make them better. So those are gone. Now, I could pop a shield bash here, but then it gets rid of my auto defense. And I would like to save that for the killing blow kind of thing. So let's just go and save that all. That's my turn. On to purple clay golem. He's going to roll 1 against me. It's a 2, so 1 gets auto-blocked here. Then this ticks down. Then we'll go Bog Pole, who just throws poison 1 on me. That's annoying. Okay. Then, 1, 2, yeah. Take a lot of move to get over this guy to just knock him out, but that is something I may use these skill dice for. That would be something cool. Okay, because getting poisoned every turn is not good either. Or I could switch with him, but I don't have the switch die. I would have to take these back. Or I get rid of this guy and then get around him. Okay, so either way, round 4. Starting with the boss man. Rolling his die. Rolling 2 attack, 1 defense. Okay, so first things first, attack. 1 gets blocked, the other one gets blocked, so that's gone. He will kaboom me across the map again, unfortunately. But that's okay. And he'll do the careless bomb, because I want that to happen. So then he will... Oh, he would hit this guy, the strongest baddie. So he takes care of this guy. That's actually really good. Awesome. So this guy is gone. So I defeated the bog pole without even doing anything. That's awesome. Okay. And I think we dealt with all of his dice there. I'll go first. So the poison and then my regen will cancel each other out, so that'll go away. And I don't gain any health. Not that... Oh. Yeah. So I would take the poison first, go down to 7 out of 8, and then I'd regen back up. Yeah. So I can choose the order that happens since it's in the same window. Now. 1, 2, 3. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's go after this dude. So I will move 2 with my little feet on my locked die here. Then I will, anytime on my turn, I can use Rush. I will use this one, exhaust it. Rush for up to 3 here. And then I will spend the other one and exhaust it to then hit him for 3, which will take away these 2 defense and do 1 damage finally to this guy. Take him down to 8. Blech. And now I will start looking at some dice to roll here. So I didn't use any dex, so I still have 5. So I'll use 3 attack dice, 2 defense dice. I already have some bones ready for a shield bash if needed. Whoops. 3 attack, yeah, 3 attack. Okay, so attack of 3 getting through here. So I'll take off 3. Okay, and that brings him down to 5. So that's gone. Bones here, and 2 defense. Now when I roll defense, because of my raider armor, I'll actually make these 2s. So he has 5 left, does he? Well, with that 5 left, I will do a shield bash, spending 2 bones to do my backup plane ability, to then get rid of 5 worth of defense from my locked and active slots and currently rolled defense, to then hit this guy for a shield bash of 5. And that destroys him, and that is all you need to do to win the tyrant encounter. You do not need to kill all baddies. So the Goblin King, and stick his head on the wall over here on my little mat to show that I killed him. I'll go back, take this back, reset this back for the next run through, and that'll go there. This guy's gone. And yeah. So that is a playthrough of Too Many Bones. Solo. That went okay, I think. I hope I didn't goof up too many times there. It's hard not having another player or players with you to help you make sure all the, bookkeeping is all done correctly. But it's day 9. I defeated the Goblin King, and I had 12 days to do it. So I did it in the first try. So that was game length 4 out of 6. I mean, it could have gone longer, up to 12 total days if I failed there or decided to do other encounters just to build myself up more. But yeah, that's playing a solo with Picket and killing the Goblin King. So that's that. Oleos, thanks for the follow. And same with John Lenny, who followed. Sorry, I missed that. STFMO for following. Sorry, guys, I could not really see that. I was too busy looking at the chat. But yeah, thanks a lot for following. I appreciate it. If you're watching this in the future on YouTube, make sure you head on over to twitch.tv/Rob's Gaming Table to watch our live playthroughs. But either way, that's going to end it here for this stream. I may come back online a little bit later to live stream some more, but we'll see. If not, just either way, follow on Twitch to make sure you don't miss the live streams. Also go on to youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table to see the archives of live streams, and also sometimes I'll stream live on YouTube also, and that's where all of our playthroughs and Keyforge videos and all that kind of stuff are stored. So go on over there. But that is a look at Too Many Bones playing a solo, which I will do more of. I want to try different gear locks out, so I will do more of those. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube and hit that alarm button over there, and also follow on Twitch, like I said, so you don't miss out. But that is it. I think I covered everything. If you're watching this later on YouTube and you notice any rules goof ups, please leave them below in the comments with any kind of timestamps or anything. Let me know what I messed up so I can get better as I go forward and do better quality playthroughs for you guys. But yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.